Cause I'm nappy.
Whoa, relax. You know what's crazy? I'm so like,
Damn.
Do you guys remember Don Imus?
Don Imus?
No.
Does that sound familiar to you?
No, not really.
Don Imus was like a radio. I think he was like a radio guy, and it was like in 2009. He got in trouble for calling. He called this women's basketball team a bunch of nappy-headed hoes.
That's right. That's right. I didn't know that was him, but I that line is completely embedded in my brain.
That's crazy.
I actually like. That. Yeah, it's every time I hear the word nappy, I think of that. like all of the specifics of that event get drawn back out of my consciousness.
It's insane that he said that. Mercy. It was. You can't even say that was like a lapse in judgment because. It was not. It wasn't that he just said they were nappy. He said they were hoes too. Like when a nappy-headed hose. They're like, okay.
Yeah, I remember that was a big deal.
I've been watching female basketball, bro. Look, man, if I'm be real with you. There's like 8th graders dunking. I think if we had them at a young age play with the boys as well, they may be pretty decent, man. They may be pretty decent. At a young age, not just ship them to the NBA out of nowhere. Like if you bring them up playing with dudes, I think they might be pretty decent.
Dude, they just won't. There's a lot of. I made a video since I went to my mom's a lifelong fan of WNBA. My mom's also extremely bi, so it's par for the course. Where if you ever been in one of those shows, if you've ever gone to women's basketball, half of the audience are just a bunch of like. Lesbians enjoying some like good fundamentals with some giant women, on relatively giant, if you know what I mean. But the thing is, there's a bunch of it you could have made. You guys could have never talked about the WNBA once, and the algorithm would have made you get hundreds of thousands of views because everyone in unison is just telling them, please, just lower the basket by like half a foot. Just lower the basket even just a little bit, because it's not about the shooting. It's about what people really want to see, which are fantastic dunks, and because that's the main thing that's missing, and the major difference, because the fundamentals are all there.
Well, no, they be jamming it now. Like
no, they don't.
They do. Derek, I
went to the All-Star
game. A ton of
game.
Highlights. I understand.
Highlights
I just watched a ton of highlights.
Look, I can say baseball is awesome by watching highlights. That is
true.
A complete
That is
deception.
Very true. That's very true. I just finished watching Cali versus Utah. I think a bunch of highlights, and the
highlights
and the centers, they jam it.
They are so few and far between. It is ridiculously sad, and that's why highlights. Like I said, highlights are great. Highlights made me think Batman versus Superman or a trailer was going to be, this movie was going to be fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so, but then you actually watch the thing, you watch a basketball game. I'm at the All-Star game this year. My mom came up to Vegas.
Oh, this year? Okay.
Yeah, we came up to Vegas. Brittany Griner's back. She can dunk. It was the laziest, saddest fucking dunk I ever saw her do. It was so, I was like, this shit, it makes me sad. She was traumatized
though, bro. She was in Russia.
Well, even, look, it just makes me, long story short, it makes me sad that it's just, you all know, maybe, well, Kingston, you're tall enough to where dunking was always accessible to you.
Yeah, I get dunk.
Yeah, so that's always accessible to you. But somebody like me, where it's like I would be happy if I can even touch the rim with my middle finger, which is the highest thing. That, so you think about these women on average that if they're even 6 foot, right? It's hard for it's just not there, and I have no idea how we got here. I really have no idea.
We're gonna talk about Boogie, and we started talking about fucking.
Why am I talking about women's basketball?
I have no idea where this came from at all.
It just hit me right now. I'm like, pro women, where did this come from?
Man. I'm pro women's basketball.
No, I want them to make more money. Do you know the NBA?
Bro, the disparity in pay is unbelievable. I wouldn't try either.
No, because the NBA.
No. Wait, time out. The
NBA.
Wait, one second, Derek. You're right. You're very right. I know your point. Chris, the disparity is insane, Chris.
Of course it is.
Like you probably don't understand how like, granted, the NBA brings in way more money and understanding of that. But as pro athletes, that is such low amounts of money.
Yeah,
like,
but Kingston, the money you make as a pro athlete is determined on how many people give a shit. So of course, the WNBA isn't going to make a lot of money. Nobody gives a shit.
They don't make money. It is literally they lose money. The NBA loses money to subsidize the WNBA. That is a thing that the women, these fucking fine athletes, won't come to terms with, because the thing is, I'm like, yo, if you guys want to make like a real honest living and be like millionaires and all this stuff, except for just the top 0.1% of the people in the WNBA that get all the sponsorships and stuff, y'all got to lower the rim. You have to. They don't want to because it feels so disrespectful. But I say, hey, bro, there is the Lingerie Football League is on YouTube right now, and those chicks fucking go hard. Now it looks kind of like sexist because they're wearing lingerie, but these are top athletes that are killing motherfuckers. And I've seen greasy, fat, lifelong football players be like, yo, this shit's actually pretty good. Normally the guy would be, oh, fuck these dumb bitches throwing these balls. They're a bunch of pussy-ass bitches. Go clean my house. They would say this. But they were like, yo, this is actually... Now, if the women did that in the WNBA, where it's like, you know what, let's lower this a little bit, do 360 dunks and shit. I'm at the fucking games, dude. I'm at the games. I think
if they had women and men play together, in like if they grew up playing with each other. Because I knew girls that could ball, man. I knew plenty of girls that could fucking ball. Granted, the physicalness about it, they'd be a little adhered to it.
I love your optimism. I really do.
But I really do think they can do it, man.
I love your optimism.
That's so insane. That's such an insane.
How is that insane? I've played basketball for years of my life. I played basketball for 7 years. Like,
congratulations,
teams.
dude. You have a lot of great anecdotal evidence. I'm sure you have a lot of great anecdotal evidence, but it doesn't change the reality. Okay, it doesn't change the fundamental reality of what the disparity is there, Kingston.
When they do the combines,
it's because they just don't. They don't. No. They don't post the same kind of narrative.
So Sweeney, these women are at the top of their game. Just like say when you go in the Olympics. Those women are at the top of their game.
Yes, they are.
And it's people always say it's sex. I'm like, bro, it's not sexist. It's just reality.
I think I understand there's reality to it, where like you're not gonna have a female fucking power forward knocking niggas like LeBron James aside.
Of course
100%.
But that's
100%
point, though.
You're not gonna have like women that are like
what
the
are you saying?
So then, what can they do against a league full of people who are just a little bit smaller than LeBron at a power forward position?
I like how I would explain it. I think if women were trained the same, like if they played as with men growing up, I think the female league inherently would be extremely better. It would just prompt more better players.
That is true, absolutely,
and like more aggressive basketball players. Because,
that is true.
Yeah, probably,
absolutely.
Yeah. Because I've seen plenty of girls that can play basketball very well. Obviously, when it comes to driving the lane or something like that, and it's fucking me when I was like fucking 200 and like fucking 25 pounds as a 12th grader, just closing up the lane, be like, all right, bitch, going anywhere else, I'm sorry. Clearly, that would be like a different thing. But like, I've seen girls shoot, I've seen girls dribble, I've seen girls drive the lane perfectly well. And it's really unfortunate because I'm like, damn, dude, y'all are good at basketball. Like, you are actually really good at basketball. It's just that no one's going to watch you be good at basketball, unfortunately.
But see, look, here's the interesting thing. It's just when there's a counterpart that is so vastly different, it's like, say, people like women's tennis more than men's tennis.
Also, the tiny rock is crazy,
because
bro.
There isn't like a vast... The difference between the WNBA and the NBA is so incredibly different because of that. The above the rim play is non-existent in the WNBA. That is just such a giant part of the game that is gone that it's just, you can't make up for it. And unlike, say, even in football, women can hit each other extremely hard, and that's what people really want to see. They want to see people get cracked. So when you watch those lingerie football chicks,
that's female soccer. There's only one that's globally female soccer. That's the only one, because female soccer is way more rough than male soccer, but it's because of the fact that you can play that relatively the same way, or like it's not that much disparity in like what
but
you
see,
get.
You do bring up a good point, though. Actually, pointing that out because I know there's a pretty big gap in football, soccer, where the women complain about not getting paid as much. When I guess there isn't that much of a difference fundamentally. So I kind of have to eat my words because people don't watch them that much on average. When say Ronaldo and fucking Messi are infinity billionaires and the women are not.
Soccer players are so rich, it's fucking maddening.
Dude, look at their.
Dude, I thought baseball players were rich, bro. I thought baseball players, which they are. Baseball players are extremely wealthy.
Well, all of these people are rich.
They're all
twisted.
They're all rich.
The thing is that contract-wise, the contracts usually scale. It's usually like football contracts, then baseball contracts, and then long-term basketball contracts.
Yeah, but they're still rich, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course. They're all rich.
Football players are insane. Like
silly.
Well, soccer players are stupid rich.
I said
that's what
football.
It means like football.
They're insanely because they're getting paid euros. They're getting paid millions of euros.
And it's just the sport is so famous worldwide.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about euros. It's about the fact that like everywhere respects it.
Like
everywhere,
look at
as opposed
to
in Canada, really.
Yeah, except for like we're like the only place that don't really respect.
It's like
honestly, and genuinely, it's because we can't play. It's because like we don't care about it because we don't have a good team to do it.
You know why
if we had a good team to do it? Why?
You know, because there aren't fields where black children play in America. That's why. If there were big soccer fields where black children could play, we would dominate that sport too. Yeah. Black people don't care about soccer yet. Black Americans don't care. Once we start caring about
Black Americans don't care about soccer. I wouldn't say black people don't care about soccer.
Fucking World Cup and they don't get it, man.
Once we convince Black Americans to play soccer, over. Sorry,
they just don't because I remember even in middle school. We all played soccer in sixth grade. Sixth grade, me and all my friends were playing soccer, and then as soon as we got a little bit of hair on our balls, soccer was gone. Nobody cared about it anymore. It was just football and basketball. And I was thinking, what happened?
It's crazy to see like what sports people take seriously and what sports don't, and what sports people don't take seriously because they all are like they all seem equivalently dumb to me.
They're all just
when
games.
I look at exactly. Like what like you look at kickball or something, and it's like that's obviously a kid's game, but like why?
Yeah,
like why?
It's like kickball is literally baseball with kicking a fucking ball. Like it's not. It could literally be taken just as seriously like the game cricket. Cricket is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Cricket is so complicated for no motherfucking reason, bro. Being Jamaican and going to Jamaica and playing cricket with those savages, dude, I've seen people catch the ball with their bare hands, and I tried to do that, and I screamed like Tom the cat, bro. That ball hurts so much when it makes contact with your body, and they just, good job, underhand throw it like fucking 85 yards. I'm like, what is wrong? What is this game?
Weird. It's weird, man. They're because I feel like there's a disparity. I feel like there's a disparity between certain sports and how fun they are to play versus how fun they are to watch, or like how satisfying they are to play versus how satisfying they are to watch. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I feel like I've played football before. I don't find it fun at all. It's like a lot of waiting and fucking like I just don't give a shit about it even slightly. But I could watch football. I don't give a shit about it still, but I could watch it and be like, oh, okay, I know what's going on and pay attention to it. Soccer, I actually have a lot of fun watching, sincerely, but that's honestly because it's just especially if it's like a round where the ball does not stop. It almost feels like there's like I don't want to say a Dragon Ball quality necessarily, but it's just like it's insane watching people like do like weird fucking flip kicks, and it's just like it's wild. But
soccer is the most entertaining sport for me to watch, honestly, as I've gotten older.
Yeah, I because when I was one of my first girlfriends played soccer, and so I would go to her games, and I didn't care about sports at all back then. I still don't, but like I remember watching, like sitting there at the games, and initially it felt like, oh man, I don't, I'm here to support my girlfriend or whatever, so like I'm not really that invested. But I was watching, I was like, this is fucking crazy. But the scores would always be like 1-0 or like 2-1. You know what I mean? The scores themselves are like really underwhelming. Go to a soccer
game outside of America. Go to a soccer game outside of America, and it is a fucking episode of life.
I just need the field to be as small as a hockey rink. and then I would love soccer.
People would die, I think.
That is my only
People would
problem.
die, though.
That is
See that guy who got his fucking
neck?
you see that guy who got his fucking throat slit on the fucking hockey rink? That was
and the guy
crazy.
Just got arrested. That guy just got arrested.
Dude.
I don't know what they're going to charge him with, though.
Did that really happen?
It's clearly an accident.
Finally?
Yeah, really.
So this isn't the first time this has happened too, but this is the first time someone died from it. Because this is a very old footage of this happening to some dude, and then he's just all bloody and stuff. It looks terrible, but he just got like a horrible cut, which made it look way worse than it actually was. This dude, same thing happened. He died. They made it to the hospital. He didn't make it, and it was one of those things where people, and this is the most unfortunate thing too. A lot of people. He's black. The gentleman that did it is black. So it became an incredibly racial event.
Oh, man. It was so clearly an accident, though.
Yeah. See, a lot of people want to say, I don't think he had to do that. And so they're saying, it like he looked like he tried to, might as well hurt somebody while this collision is happening. I don't think so. Only he knows for sure. The guy, but usually if you're playing a sport, you don't want to actually kill somebody. And
you're
usually
told to hurt people, though. You are told to hurt people.
Hockey is one of those ridiculous sports where they sanction punching each other in the face.
It's barbaric.
I feel like
what's that saying? It's like fighting outside of a hockey rink is wrong. Where it's like I've heard that a couple times. Where it's like, yeah, that's the only place where it's like fine, where you could just go ham on someone.
Hockey is barbaric Nord soccer.
Yeah,
that's it. Is this Nord barbaric soccer?
I feel like
with more
the only
rules.
reason they let them do it is because you can't really get all of your punch. You can't punch properly since you're on skates, and I feel like that is the only reason. Because if it was say if you were in anything else that just had grass, you can actually dig your heels in and punch with real force, and people would probably get seriously hurt. Where these people are kind of just getting kind of cut up mostly because it's knuckles, and you can't punch hard if you're moving around on the fucking floor. It's the silliest thing.
You gotta use momentum. You gotta sail into
grab
it.
each other and try to literally momentum into the. It's hilarious watching them fight each other. It's so silly.
That's so unfortunate. That poor guy.
That sucks, man. Some that
poor dude.
And now they're gonna suggest having pads on their necks.
They don't
wondering
have
what the hell
that,
that's
though?
gonna look like.
How is that not obvious though?
But I guess it doesn't happen enough. I guess it doesn't happen enough to where they're like, oh, we're good. Because when are your skates gonna get that far to that far off the ground to hit somebody in the head? My thought is
that's still so not precautionary because you have something as sharp as people collide with all the time. I've seen two humans run into each other and their shoes came off after they hit each other. Shit like that can happen. Why would
just
they
tie
not
your
be
shoes?
a place
what do you mean
to guard your fucking throat?
What about rollerblades? What do we just rollerblades on the ice? What about that?
That is
people
insane.
would get fucking hurt. People would get hurt because they'd fall hard.
That would be that would be amazing to see.
I want to see. So I guess there has to be a YouTube video of someone trying to rollerblade on ice.
It would just be a laugh track constantly.
It's probably
there would be no control. There would be no control at all on where they're going, even slightly. You have this rolling surface on a surface that isn't. That's crazy. I don't know. You
can't
get any traction on ice from fucking those wheels.
Yeah,
that's so good.
You can't get any traction.
I
heard some physicists explaining how ice skates work, and it really kind of upset me because it's just not. I always assume it's you're carving into, you're kind of cutting into the ice. You know what I mean? And that's why you can go forward. But apparently it's a really high pressure point that melts the ice and then freezes it instantly to keep you on track. And that's really upsetting. I don't like thinking about that. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like thinking about it. People who are much smarter than every single one of us, quite frankly, were talking about it. And I was like, I can't fucking deal with this right now. It was like when I was listening to this interview with a blind person saying he's never seen before, so he doesn't understand the nature of perspective. He doesn't understand that an object gets smaller as it goes further away. He can't fathom it because he's never seen anything.
Yeah, that's sensible.
I can't imagine that at all.
You can't imagine it, but you can understand the idea of why he's saying that because
I can understand the idea of why he's saying that, but I also can't imagine what his perception of reality is if he can't. I cannot imagine
that you can't do that. You're out of the,
that's what I'm saying. It's like that's fucking crazy. Just like I can't imagine spending $700,000 on cryptocurrency. Our good pal Boogie.
like
Boogie till I
Boogie
just
is
can't
catching
Boogie no more,
several
bro.
L's, and he's in L hell right now. It's crazy. It's
You
crazy.
just said that. I'm so fucking.
He's in L hell.
He's in L.
It's crazy. Every time I log into Twitter or YouTube, something new surrounding him is happening because he just can't stop. But what's happening
Fucking Ellen
right now?
DeGenerate over here.
Degenerate. I love that. I love that's Ellen DeGenerate because that to me is. I was like, can I make this like a song or a band name or something? I don't know. Like it just
Can
sounds
he
like
rise from the ashes? Do you think it's possible?
something.
Do you think it's possible to rise from the ashes?
Boogie, no.
In
Yeah.
oh no, Boogie.
What if he
would have to go radio silent for like half a year?
Like what if he takes like a year off, right? He comes back, he's down like maybe like 75 pounds.
Yeah. That's what everybody wants. Because that's the thing. That's what everybody wants at this point. Everybody feels like... Go ahead.
He would have to be as thin as I am for anybody to be convinced that he's made any reasonable change.
He's not thin as you, but he's down some weight, like noticeably, you know?
He would have to be Eugenia Cooney, like for...
No, stop it. But like, because I feel bad, like I just...
Okay, so hold on.
Feeling
Just
bad
before
for him,
before we get crazy wrapped up in this, we did an episode. We're still toying around on how we're going to organize these episodes. We're recording some in advance, some pushing some for later. But in one of the previous episodes we did, one of the more recent ones, we did kind of talk in depth about the Boogie documentary. In an episode even before that, we kind of touched on it a little bit. Right. Apparently, more has happened that I don't. Are you? What are you drinking?
Oh, piss.
It's a caffeinated beverage. It's a
That looks
pre-workout.
like that has like the exact blue hue of something that looks like wildly delicious.
Oh,
Like I don't know, there's something about that looks really fucking good.
it's
That looks like
pretty
you're
good.
drinking the sky.
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Don't you hate the color blue that like cleaning shit is? Because it looks delicious. Always.
I kinda
all
drink it.
cleaning
Yeah,
shit
not
is a
Windex.
color blue that I make.
Not Windex. Windex looks gross
sure?
to me because it's so blue. But that's like
Windex looks like
melted
a melted candy to me, and I'm like, ooh.
you know the what are they called? Those frozen pops? They're just in those long sticks. It looks like that when they're melted. You just kind of want to just drink it real quick. Yeah, they're called. I forgot what they're called, but those frozen. They're like long.
Y'all don't drink Windex?
Yeah, I mean, it ain't that bad for you. If you drink it incrementally. You drink it a little. You can finish a bottle in like maybe 3 months. It's not bad.
Take a hit and you fucking hurt.
Take a hit of Windex like it's fucking Listerine. I don't know. You gotta, but yeah. So we did mention it, but apparently more did happen with Boogie that I'm not aware of. I saw somebody saying, I don't remember who the fuck it was. It was somebody I follow on Twitter who was like, "There's a video of Boogie begging on his knees somewhere. Like, what the fuck is going on?" So apparently that's real. I don't know what that is.
So it's pretty simple. So what happened is, my boy Rich from Review Tech USA, man,
that was him.
I want to maybe podcast with him at some point, just because I want to exclusively talk to him about 2014 when there was a bad transaction with a guy named Big Cheese. I don't know if you guys know about that whole
I have no idea.
To me, it was one of the funnest things in the internet because he was kind of on the rise, Review Tech USA, and then all of this kind of like dampened his. But he kind of recovered and he's over 1 million subs now and everything. But there was a transaction. There was a guy, and I'm just doing long story short. He was buying a PC from a dude named Big Cheese. He was going to pay through advertisement. The Big Cheese wanted to blow up his channel a little more, so he was supposed to do a certain amount of advertising. Transactionally, something went wrong, and then it was like Big Cheese made some videos being like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, this dude owes me this, that. Keep the PC. I want my advertisement." And it got to the point where everybody was shitting on him, and Rich, he disabled or banned certain words like big cheese, $200, all this stuff. So the communities were just going in the comment sections being like, calling him large cheddar and like finding ways around to say he owes Big Cheese $200. It was so fucking funny reading the comment sections.
Cheddar.
And then a bunch of people were making review tech related channels, essentially kind of trolling the comment section. Like there was a bunch of them, like review, Korea, whatever. But the best one, and I'll get back to this. The best one, because it was the shittiest one. It was just review hard R, like review N-word USA was the channel's name.
That's crazy.
I fucking laughed so hard when I saw
insane.
It's one of my favorite internet things that ever happened, and not enough people have cataloged that moment. It's so lazy, so low effort to just review
That's
N-word
so
USA.
crazy.
But anyway, so Rich does live streams.
Okay, so he does live streams.
So he does live streams, and Boogie stopped by on the live stream. Keemstar started freaking out because Keemstar owns a podcast that has Boogie, Wings of Redemption, and Tommy C, who used to do a podcast with Keemstar. It's called the Lol Cow Live podcast. And so he didn't want him to go on there because he's like, hey, you're spilling all this tea that people could find out on the podcast. What are you doing? Then Muda comes on Rich's stream. And Muda and Boogie have been having beef for whatever reason. I don't know exactly why. I just know that there was something like, Boogie contacted his wife, Do Jangles. I don't know if you know her.
I'm good friends with her, actually. It's one of my homies.
Yeah, she's from the SoCal. And
cool people.
It was
I don't know her that well.
It was a big thing where it's like, you're contacting my wife, blah 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 blah. Keemstar loses his fucking mind in a way that I've actually really haven't seen in years.
Does he bring up Alex?
He damn near almost did, but he is going like, God damn it. So it's voice messages. He sends them to Boogie. Keemstar is being like, God damn it, you're so fucking stupid. You have a monetizable podcast where you could have arguments with Muda, and you're going on Rich's stream. You fucking retard. I hate you so much. Kill yourself. Everything that I'm saying verbatim. He's just going off, telling him,
that's not funny.
I hate you so much. Like, fuck you, die. And I'm like, yo, he's screaming. And then Boogie being all, well, I understand. So sorry. Like, whatever you want. Then Keemstar goes, you need to have your girlfriend film you getting on your hands and knees, begging and saying, I'm sorry to me and everybody else involved with the podcast. And then he does. He literally is on his hands and knees like, I'm sorry. And I was like, bro, stop. I can't.
I can't.
He's broken. He's broken.
He is. That is. Look, I've met clinically. Look, man, I lost a girl that was really close to me. That was clinically depressed. I know what clinical depression really feels like. Not feels like. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. But I'm so adjacent to it that like You've know seen what. It. Yeah, and like the way that he behaves, I'm like, I don't see this as a broken man. I see this as a glutton for punishment. I see this as what is the opposite of like sadism, like the hedonism, and then there's the hedonism and sadism.
Well, there's
or something.
Sadism and masochism.
Masochism.
Yeah.
It's masochism, right? That's like the self one, whatever.
I think so. Yeah.
Whichever. I'm whatever. But you guys know what I'm trying to say.
It's weird, man. It's weird. Like he's obsessed with like harming his own image, and he's so hungry for attention. It's embarrassing, man. That's so funny though. Like I didn't know he had a podcast where he's with all these fucking losers.
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking sad.
I feel bad for him, dude. Like my heart is like, dude, someone help him.
But he doesn't want help though, so I don't feel that way. I don't feel like he's had multiple opportunities. Like you can tell at one point, it's the reason why anybody would get a gastric bypass, because they truly do want to change. Anyone that would put that type of money and effort, because you got to get to, first and foremost, when you get a gastric bypass, you have to prove to the doctor that you can get to a certain level so that you're going to take it seriously. because obviously it's just a waste of time, waste of everybody's time. They don't just want money because it's like we need blah blah blah. So he tried, obviously failed miserably. To be fair, I think he was closer to 600 pounds when he started. He was probably like 5 something, and he's been hovering around 4. So it's not like he completely went back all the way up. But it is clear that he doesn't give a fuck anymore. Like, even in the documentary, he went to like 4 different fast food restaurants. Like, he just doesn't give a shit. And it's like, oh, I'm dying from all these cardiovascular diseases and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, dude, stop fucking eating. That if you're gonna die, because that's usually what changes people when they're like, oh, I'm gonna die, and then they kind of actually get it together. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And so I'm like, well, why you feel bad about that? I'm like, I can't feel bad about that, man. I'm like, damn.
I just don't like seeing people get kicked by the world so much.
He kicks himself.
He does. He does
to
kick
the
himself.
point where it's just
look
like,
what
this
he
is
did.
Just...
Would you ever record a video of you begging on your hands and knees to Keemstar of all people?
Yeah, to Keemstar, and imagine begging to Keemstar and Tommy C of all people. Like, I can't I can't even fathom even respecting these people enough to talk to them, let alone it's crazy.
Good. Personally, I don't have a problem with Tommy, but I know Tommy is not.
Tommy's
favorable.
Tommy's a little cunt. Like, he's like a shell-shocked, depressed alcoholic veteran who has like nothing going for him. So he just, it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. But like, God bless him,
I know. Look, you're not wrong, but I don't know why. I still am okay with him, even though I am aware of. I guess that's how I was with Boogie to a certain extent. I was aware of what everybody said about him, and I was somewhat aware. Like, you guys can look, probably even last year, I made a video, or maybe it was the beginning of this year. I made a video saying, like, y'all are painting Boogie like he's a fucking demon, when all he really did was destroy his own life, and he's being very self-destructive. And I'm like, that's not enough for me to make me hate somebody. But but then there's the crescendo. There was the documentary and then his girlfriend and stuff. I'm just like, I'm done with this nigga, man. I'm like, I can't I can't say a nice thing about him anymore.
I've kept away from like really serious internet drama my whole life until I lived with one of my friends that involved me with Chris Chan, and I found out about that world, and my heart began to hurt again. And now watching Boogie, I'm just like, these are the 2 worst these people are so bad at being alive, man. Like, what is wrong? Like, what is
dude,
wrong
it's sad, man. And look, I remember talking to Boogie, and he was totally nice. He was fine. Like, I remember he was at an Airbnb with us a long time ago or he didn't stay with us, but like, I remember at VidCon there was a party at some Airbnb, and I remember him being there. And he was fine from what I remember, but that was also like 5+ years ago at this point. So I don't know what the fuck's gone on. I don't know what he's going through. I'm sure a lot has changed, but like, he's just in a place right now where it's like, dude, I can't feel sorry for you anymore because you want this. This isn't something that you don't want. This isn't something that you're not trying to pursue. This isn't something that you're not feeding intentionally. This is, you want the guise of not wanting it. You know, it's like playing a role. It's like, oh, this is all so horrible. I don't want any of this to happen. Meanwhile, you're fiending for that attention. And it's like, I can't, man. There's so many people, there's so much happening in the world at any given moment that is horrible, right? And that deserves probably at least some semblance of care. And you gotta ration that shit. I can't care about everything, and I certainly am not going to waste any of it on some guy who's just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's frustrating to the point where I
have to see that. I have to see that video of him.
It's I mean, you could should I just put it in the chat real quick so you can just see it real fast?
If you have it in the chat, I would love to see it.
I can pull it up really fast.
I would love to. If you have it in the chat, I would love to see it.
Never mind. I'm signed out of Twitter. Fucking the stupid.
Who posted it?
I'm having what's his name? Bo Blacks. Josh Bo Blacks. You know that autistic
okay. Yeah.
Fucking yeah. No, like literally, he loves Sonic. I mean, he's literally autistic. And I hate that, like, I hate how true it is. I hate how true, like, I was like, come on, could you just not like Sonic, dude? Can you just not? I don't care if you're autistic, that's fine.
It is frustrating. It is frustrating that it is such a common and like an instantly recognizable.
Sonic, but I never touched Sonic internet. That is my thing. I think that's why I'm a little warped, but I'm not completely scathed.
We lucked out. We lucked out. We didn't have the proper formula. You know,
that's it. I liked it. And I was like, oh, Sonic is cool. And I never I might have looked up Sonic once on the internet and something I saw, I was like, I don't really like this, and I stayed away. I was like, I'm gonna stay over here. But one of my Lily's cousin is dating a girl who has a much older sister. She has nephews and nieces, and they don't let them look up Sonic online. That's one of the blocked words on the internet search is Sonic the Hedgehog.
That.
Oh my god!
That sounds like this podcast. That doesn't sound real.
I swear, she does not let him look up Sonic.
You are so paranoid that they're going to become autistic that you fucking block Sonic.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Look, man. It's a form of superpower, you know, as long as I would just push them to use it in a certain way. I'd be like,
being
all right,
afraid of loud noises, not being able to deal with change. That's superpower to you.
Look, man, what's his name? Elon Musk is obviously on the spectrum, so I think it made him good at business. He's a retard. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not conflating that with his autism. He's autistic and retarded at the same time. There is no conflict. You don't say when someone's autistic, someone's stupid. You can't say it's because they're autistic. That doesn't make any sense. But Elon is in fact retarded and autistic. But it made him, with having that much money, starting with a lot of money, it drove him to do business and gather the right people around him. But now I think his retardation's taken over, you know, because the business he's been doing lately is just fucking... I feel like a 10th grader... No, sorry, I meant a 10-year-old would be like, what are you doing, fool? What are you doing? You're fucking everything up.
It's just ridiculous, man. Yeah, it's just so, man. I just don't get it.
It's so pathetic, ain't it?
Yeah,
it's like, why would you do this? It's not funny. It's not even like, oh, this is gonna be good comedy. Like, I can see in a world, I can see you, Chris, ironically making something like, oh, clearly he's joking. This is funny, kind of a thing.
I would record myself
something.
Yeah, I would record myself standing up, but flip it or something. It looks like I'm kneeling or something. But I don't know. There's something. I don't know. It's just so... Yeah, it's not even for a joke. It's just genuinely just dumb. I can't. Yeah. I got nothing to say about it. Have fun, Boogie. Doing whatever it is you're fucking doing. At the same
time, I'm just like...
When are you going to stop feeling bad for him?
I don't know. When something funny, really funny happens, I'll stop feeling bad.
Like what?
But nothing's funny. That's the thing. Nothing's funny. Yeah. It's not funny. It's just sad.
Yeah, it's. You know? I'm more in the it's somewhat anger inducing to me, which is weird that I feel that way because I know. Wait, no, it isn't weird. Like I said, he's harming that girl. Like that. That's why I think it crossed into that threshold to me. It crossed that threshold where now I'm annoyed that I'm like, what the fuck? Where before it's just like, yeah, what a fucking retard. He's done so many dumb things. You know, he can't help himself. But now I'm like, all right,
what it feels like to me?
Yeah.
You know when you see a dog get kicked, you laugh because you're like, oh my God, that's outrageous, a dog getting kicked, right? And it's doing the fucking stars out the sky. So it's its arm, it's limbs are stretched out and it's flying.
Yeah.
If you really know, it's that's
like an anchor man.
And then it hits the ground.
Yeah, that's
and it's
funny.
Oh man, that's not funny at all, man.
Yeah, Boogie's right now a dog spiraling with its arms and legs outstretched in the air, spinning around. It's really funny right now.
Then he hit the ground and you're like, yo,
he's gonna hit the ground.
That's a really hurt dog.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we wanted to bring up? I know we talked a little bit about Billie Eilish and that weird
Beery Irish,
Big Dick Billie Eilish.
Did I say Beery?
No, I'm saying it.
Okay,
Beery Irish.
Yeah, yeah. She was in the news lately because of her big tits. She was like, "Yo,
stop, dude.
Stop slapping my big
dude.
tits around." She what?
She was 18 3 years ago, dude. Stop.
What is that? What is that? Does that mean she doesn't have big tits? What does that mean?
I don't know, man. It's just feel weird. I feel weird because people were so horny for her before she was 18 that
it was weird. Yeah,
I feel uncomfortable talking about her. Period.
I totally know. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what Kingston's talking about.
Like,
I totally feel it too.
People are weird. Dude.
It's weird. I feel like the only reason it's weird is because she went out of her way to not be sexualized. Unlike, say, it's so common in pop music, in pop culture. Britney Spears, "Hit Me Baby One More Time." She's wearing those Catholic uniforms. That's not on fucking accident. You know, so there's all these fucking dudes,
that
these
shit was
perverts.
Gross though. That shit was
well, it
very
wasn't gross to me. I was a kid. I was like, yo, she's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but like
I get you, but when you look back on it, how like people
when you're looking, of course, hindsight's 2020. When you're thinking about the industry, how they treat young women in pop culture, it's obviously it's fucked up. But so she went out of her way to wear big shirts and big clothes and stuff to not be sexualized, and I felt it worked pretty well. But the bad thing is that she had a large chest. You can already tell there was dudes that can already tell. But here's the thing, though, that's not
why we're talking about her.
Well, of course. Well, I mean, it leads to it. It leads to because her comments. Right. Her comments
was that really what? So her comments were in response to this? Like I don't understand the context. Well, I only saw what she said. I didn't see the context of where she said.
I saw what she said.
So she was first talking about she was talking about her own body and being annoyed by how people would treat her when she's like, "I'm a human that gets horny every once in a while." When people started to freak out when I started wearing things that fit me, and my thing is, I'm like, okay. I get what you're saying, but also it's like people don't. I feel like some people just don't have the insight of what humanity is. When you're a celebrity, when you're a young celebrity, and unfortunately you're attractive, you should have the force. Someone should at least give you the foresight, the wisdom that, hey, these monsters are gonna say crazy shit about you, so don't be surprised. And so the thing is, when you come out and say things like that, and then you couple it with, like, oh, dudes don't have this same experience. Like, women are cool with guys at any size, essentially. And and it's like, stop. Like, you can't even go further than that. Because that's so ridiculously stupid to even say when, in real life experience, most men, even good-looking dudes, will fuck anything that. Okay, go ahead.
Let's iron out what she said specifically.
You want to pull up her quote?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, because I just want to. So she was giving an interview, I guess, with Variety, and she said, "quote Nobody ever says a thing about men's bodies," which is a hilarious sentence. Says Billie Eilish. If you're muscular, cool. If you're not, cool. If you're rail thin, cool. If you have a dad bod, cool. If you're pudgy, love it. Everyone's happy. Everybody's happy with it. You know why? Because girls are nice. They don't give a fuck because we see people for who they are. No.
I think that's
not even fucking remotely true.
That's the quote that everybody.
Mindset.
I was giving the context
before. Mindset.
Yeah,
that's it.
There was the context before that, and which led to that because she was talking about her body at first, and then it led to that quote. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even need to go any further than that. When you think girls are fucking nicer or whatever I'm like, bro, the fact that dudes like it's so absurd. It makes me think, where the fuck have you been? Where have you? You're thinking about yourself only. You are literally, that is your perception of.
She's talking from ignorance, but it's not like hate.
I think it's just her own lived experience.
Yeah, it's just
like
ignorance.
I think it's just her own. Yeah, like it is obviously a lack of knowledge, but she's probably like, well, this is how I behave. I don't shit on dudes, and she's probably fucking been with some chubbier dudes or something. She's probably thinking of her experience, and I'm like, bro, the people that you associate with, would not touch any of us. We're something. There are things wrong with us, like, oh, you're this, you're too short, you're this, you're too big. Like, we are not their cup of tea on average. Like, to even say that is so fucking silly.
I just think the idea, and look, it's an offhand comment in a Variety fucking interview, like whatever. Sure. The interview's, I'm not gonna like
fuck you, bro. She ain't gonna fuck you. What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I don't know.
Her type is giant niggas, dude. Have you seen her boyfriends? They're giant niggas.
No, I do not. I don't care about celebrities at all. I don't care about celebrities at all. So no, I don't know who fucking Billie Eilish's boyfriend is, even slightly. Whenever people know, it blows my mind when people know who people are dating at all. Like, as far as like celebrity, I really don't. I cannot fathom even digesting that information.
I don't know people dating, but I also have a girlfriend who cares about shit like that.
Well, I only know the only
thing I know for sure.
Yeah.
But the only thing I know, and I don't even know who these people are, by the way, but I know Taylor Swift is dating a sports person. I don't know who the fuck it is. I don't know what sport they play. I assume it's football because that's what Americans care about. But is that right? Am I correct?
Yeah. He's on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right. Okay. So
he's a pretty good football player. That's all I know. He's a pretty good football player.
But that's literally, that's the. So no, I definitely don't know who Billie Eilish is dating. But I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny in her example because she's talking about like, if you're muscular, if you're not, if you're thin, whatever. And meanwhile, there are these guys breaking their shins in half so they can be like 5'10".
Yeah, so they can be taller.
So even in her
that's
own,
such a radical thing as well.
It's extreme, but they're also doing it for that reason.
That's true.
I understand, but it is also the thing. The thing about it is that it is a mega like overlooked thing. Like, sincerely, like, actually, like, people just consider like men just like have this like, or like the idea of like, oh man, men don't have to worry about going out late at night. And it's like, the fuck you talking about?
Dude, I got someone tried to mug me. Someone tried to mug me. Like,
I absolutely don't like going out at night. What the fuck are you saying?
It's different context.
Women are. Let's be real. They are even more vulnerable than the average dude. But the problem is most of those guys that are out at night prowling have weapons, and that doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. They're gonna use them on you.
True. That's true.
So it's like, don't go down the fucking dark alley when people are like, I should be able to go down here and be safe. I'm like,
I don't know.
Okay.
I just think it's mega weird to put out the idea that like people don't comment on men's bodies because it's just not true. It's just not. It's just objectively untrue.
So
it's just not real.
So I'm like,
it's not real.
She must be okay. Good for you, Billy. I guess you don't comment on men's bodies.
But there's no way that's true either.
You're the only woman in. Well, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Not
no
really.
Fucking way she doesn't comment on guys' bodies. No fucking way.
But
I don't buy it for a second.
To be fair, she could be somebody like even myself who can be a massive hypocrite, where I'll look at some dude or like a chick and I'll point at like some type of flaw if they're too fat or whatever the case is, make some fun. But at the end of the day, I don't truly mean it. I've dated women of all sizes and stuff like that, and
but
but think of it like
that's
this,
delving into intent. You know what I mean? Which is a different conversation. There's probably plenty of people who make comments about people's bodies who don't really have much intent at all. Like,
right, but you don't think that like say she probably if she's making that comment. Maybe she's like comfortable, like she would fuck a Fat Joe. I don't mean like literally Fat Joe. I just mean like some big rapper, fat fucking rapper. But then
that's
also,
what she means. It's not the context. Like she doesn't. Obviously, everybody comments on everything's physical form because how we perceive them. Most things, you'll be like, "Oh, look, that guy's tall." That's a comment on his physical form. Obviously, she's just referring to the fact that she's like someone's physical form is not exactly the deal breaker for her. That's what she's kind of referencing. This is what I'm assuming.
I guess.
Because that's a lot of people are like that nowadays. Like a lot of people just don't really care. Like you can be fat, like, oh, whatever, he's fat, but he's really nice to me. Like there's a whole thing about like big
he's
man
fat, but
summer.
he's boogie.
I mean, you never know, man. If Boogie if Boogie had something to provide, You know, if he had something to give, maybe
That's crazy.
he'd be in a better situation with ladies.
I mean, that is true. That is
if he had
definitely
something to
true.
give, you know, if he was a provider, or if he was a really cool guy, or he was very kind, or something, you know, girls would probably be like, yeah, I'd fuck with Boogie. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah,
Right.
It happens, dude. I've seen people that look like things that I would. People look like things I would have my opponents fight in D&D at level 10, not even at the beginning of the game. And they've pulled beautiful women. And I'm like, hey, dude.
They pulled some women. I've seen it too.
Good for you.
I've seen it too,
what I'm saying is, even those people are commenting. Like, you have to be. I just sincerely believe this. You have to be horrifically ugly to not comment on other people's bodies or physical appearance. Like, you have to be like one of those people with a head that's like concave and your eyes are like diagonal and like on your cheeks. You have to be that level of fucked up to really understand that, like, oh, okay, I'm not really in a position to judge people for how they look.
The case. I think like, because most people don't really comment on other people being like truly like people's physical fuck. People don't really do that.
Well, people, it's not it's not about comment, but it's about like, I mean, dude,
A lot of people don't really do that.
You see somebody like Ethan Ralph, and you know, like, you know in your heart of hearts that is an ugly fucking human being. You know that. That's not even like a subjective thing. It's just objectively real. So even if you wanted to pretend, like that wasn't the case, and you wanted to be like, I'm a really good person and I wouldn't judge that person, you still would. If Ethan Ralph scurried next to you in a movie theater, you'd fucking scream. You'd scream and you'd run. Because that's appropriate.
Here's the test. Would Billie Eilish give Ethan Ralph the time of the day?
Ethan Ralph. Billie Eilish would kill Ethan Ralph. She would kick him in the head once real hard. As a reflex.
Look, I want to have this conversation with her. I got to get on the radar.
Come
somehow.
on the podcast, Billy. Come on. I know you're a celebrity, so that's going to be hard to do. But that's also why I'm so convinced of this, by the way. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't believe that you enter that structure and come out just like, oh, yeah, I'm cool with fucking everybody. No way. No way, no shot in hell.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of famous who be like. Have you ever seen, like, you probably don't know who they are because you're you, but you know who Toni Braxton is?
I know Toni Braxton.
Of course, I know who she is.
Yeah, of course you do, because you're black and you're of that age, literally. But like Toni Braxton's, all of them married like big ugly niggas, man, and they're all beautiful. They're all beautiful women.
Whenever I see that, though, I always wonder, like, oh, what do they do? It's kind of like Selma Hayek.
They got the hog.
It's like Selma Hayek.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's
what I'm saying.
Well, Selma Hayek's husband is a Dutch like jewel owner, like jewelry man.
He owns like all of the major like designer clothing. Like he is so rich. He's so stupid rich. It's like, it's gross to think about that. If you own like multiple of the biggest brands, you're like, fuck this guy. Fuck him, man. And I see why she married that motherfucker. He's not like he's hideous or anything, but
bro. She's still hot. She's still hot.
Great genetics. Great fucking genetics, man.
She's still hot, bro. She's been hot since before we were born, bro. Like, very hot.
She got fantastic
Takes,
genetics because, well, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what you got to give fucking Billie her flowers, man. She's coming to her own. She's embraced her womanhood, and she's like, fuck all these niggas. I'm not a kid anymore, so I don't have to like hide shield from the perverts. And then you had some people shitting on her for being like, I want to feel like a woman, right? Like it would just it's so, you know, there was people that were applauding her like, oh great, you don't have to show your sexuality and stuff. And I'm like, I fucking hate these fake ass feminists, dude, that are like the sex negative ones. That's the fakest shit ever. So they'll be like, oh, good for you. And then as soon as she like shows off her sexuality, they get mad. I'm like, you don't give a fuck about women either.
Sex negative feminists are just misogynists, bro. Low key just misogynist again.
It's like a fucking oxymoron to me, dude. It's so crazy. But anyway, so Billie Eilish, come on, bring your big tits on the podcast. We want to have a healthy conversation with you.
You have to drink milk while you're here, though. You have to drink milk while you're here. You have to drink it real slow.
You got
You have to drink milk very slow while you're here. And
we're gonna give
you gotta spill it on your top.
Yeah, white t-shirt.
So fucking.
What big t-shirt, big tits, Billie Eilish. Yeah,
and you gotta drink milk while you're here. You gotta look me right in my eyes while you drink that milk too. You gotta spill some on your top.
Yeah. I want her to eat a Western bacon cheeseburger with extra barbecue sauce, and just have that shit like just dripping out of the fucking.
And then you have to eat a hot dog in 2 bites. 2 bites. 2 bites. That's it.
A Dodger dog. You're gonna eat a Dodger dog in 2 bites.
Let's move on to some questions.
Let's move on to some questions. 2 bites.
Let's move on to some questions.
Much respect.
Shout out to Billy. All respect for you, homegirl. I'm glad you come into your own.
Yeah. I guess. Let's move on to some questions.
2 bites.
Go to 2 minutes and 19 seconds on Kid Rock's song "Cool Daddy Cool."
I know exactly what it is.
That's his name. What is it? I guess I'll
He's
look it up.
talking about fucking underage girls.
Oh, is that the one from Osmosis Jones?
Is it?
I just know that he says
I really hope it's only once.
Yeah, it says the underage, and he says it's not statutory; it's mandatory.
It's mandatory. Yeah,
like,
that's in the Disney film Osmosis Jones featuring Chris Rock and Bill Murray. That is, dude. I swear to, I'm not even remotely joking. Dude, look that shit up right the fuck now. There is and it's animated. So there's this little like I don't even know, like a cell or like an amoeba or fucking something,
disgusting.
And he's like, but I say it's mandatory. And he's on stage, and Osmosis Jones is going around like he's like, I don't know, he's like walking around some club. I can't do a Chris Rock impression, but he's looking for Drix or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Who cares?
Dude, I didn't know it was in a kid's. That is literally insane.
I'm so sick of this planet. I'm so sick of this planet, bro.
It's not even in the background. You know what I mean? Like, it's in focus. Like, they animated the characters on stage singing those. They lip synced. They had to be like, okay, what does the mouth look like when it says statutory? And then they had to like look at that in depth and draw it on a cartoon character in this Disney movie, and it's just there.
Is it just one of those things crazy. Where? Do you remember "England Is My City"? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I forgot who did it. Was it Jake Paul or the other one?
That was Jake Paul. Oh my god!
Everyday bro. It's Everyday Bro.
It was It's Everyday Bro, and it was that British guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
So he said, I forgot his name. Nick Crompton. He says his part comes in. He says, "England is my city," and they asked them. There was a bunch of people involved in the entire process of making that song, producing that song, and they asked them like, how the fuck did you guys miss that? And they were just like, dude, no one thought about it. Like, it just didn't even compute to them that that's wrong.
No one thought about it.
None of you? And I'm assuming, just giving these people the benefit of the doubt, that they just, for some reason, they didn't connect the dots. Underage, statutory, mandatory. I'm like, are you literally talking about you demanding underage girls? Are you fucking serious? And it just kind of like, whew. That's all I got. Unless they loved it and they're like, this is great.
Wait 1 second. I'll be right back. I have somebody knocking at the door. Wait 1 second.
All right. Have a good time, I guess.
Keep talking about statutory or whatever.
Yeah.
You guys
rest in peace.
Yeah, anyway, he wrote in. Yeah, anyway, that guy's name. That's the guy's name, is to go to that Kid Rock song. And he says, "Hello, the front, the middle, and the back of the human centipede. This being my first time Patreon question, let's keep it simple. Best/worst songs to time your humps to during sex. My say is Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force. Thank you.
Damn.
You helped me edge it, and I thank you so much for writing in.
That's a lot of sex. That is
crazy.
A lot of sex in 7 minutes. It's like a 7-minute song or something.
Through the yeah, timing it to the tempo of that song is insane. I don't know. I would say. So does this encompass the sound or is it strictly the tempo? Like is hearing it
can't be
contributing?
The tempo.
Well, that's kind of what it is, because Through the Fire and humps were songs to time your humps to. So it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with like how bad it sounds. Although I think that should factor in. Otherwise, it's just not very interesting. I would Cotton Eye Joe's pretty bad, I would say. Because that's just such a consistent... it's such a consistent beat with the worst sound possible. So it's just, not only is it bland and unchanging, but it's really, really rough to hear.
Yeah. I would say, maybe not my unofficial answer, but something that would be absolutely ridiculous is, for everyone listening right now, I want you to pause this or open up another window and type in Despised Icon MVP. So the song MVP by Despised Icon, and I want you to hear that and picture yourself having sex to that, because it is an extremely fast and just you're just gonna laugh when you hear it. That's all I have to say. So there's that.
Yeah.
But
I would say any old guards of Asgard song would be a rough song to time your humps to during sex. That'd be a rough one. You know, actually, shout out to, like, this is, and maybe I'm showing, I don't know, man. I'm pretty ignorant on a lot of things, but I just I found this this song the other day called, do you know Sabaton?
Oh, hell yeah.
They did this song called Attack of the Dead Men, and it's fucking sick because it's like actually. So this is completely off topic, but this is a real fucking thing that happened in World War I, where like the Germans like gassed this Russian base, and then but the gas like didn't work, so it was like a bunch of like Russians with their skin melting off and their lungs kind of like melting out of their mouths, and they didn't die fully. So when the Germans came in and they were like, oh, I guess everybody's dead, they all fucking attacked. And they thought that they were fucking zombies, so much so that they just ran the fuck away. There's a whole Sabaton song about it, and it's fucking metal as hell. It's sick. But imagine that.
Yeah,
imagine, because that's World War I. That's around the time where like they still believed like, oh, vampires could be real potentially. Right. You know, man.
Germany has such a bad record with fucking with Russia, dog. They just
have a bad record of fucking with gas as well.
Fucking lose with Russia.
Do they just
make? That's why they tried. That's why they were like, "Oh, Russians can come back to life." So we got to scorch Earth, and then that's why they lost the second one. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Imagine that is. 'Cause I remember I think it was in the 30s. The King Kong came out, and people lost their minds when they saw that, and so. And that looks fucking silly, right? So I can only imagine seeing people's faces melted off and like all and being all probably screaming and shit because it's their final. They're like, this is it. I mean, even now that's terrifying. But back then, you're shitting your pants. You can't sleep anymore, and you're basically you're fucked. You're out of commission. You can't fucking fight anymore.
I really can't believe I never heard of that before, because I'm not like a history buff necessarily, but like I know enough about, like I delve into that shit and the stuff that I find interesting, and that's just such a fascinating fucking thing,
dude.
That I have no idea about.
Sabaton is top out of all the bands I listen to. They're probably my top 10 favorite. They kind of etched their way in there over time because they're one of those few bands that have gotten better over time when it's usually the opposite. Like they're
right.
way better than they were before. Now, the first time I heard them, they just covered like an Amon Amarth song, which a lot of people did. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, they're okay. Anyway, I would recommend anyone who's especially into history, and which actually would be a really cool song to fuck to, is a song called Bismarck by Sabaton. Has a very solid beat. I think you can at least keep up to it. It's not too fast, not too slow. It'll give you a good pump. Maybe actually that's not true. It's not really fast enough to sustain that. You would probably you would lack the kinetic motion, because the kinetic motion really helps you bang. Like if you're just trying to like do a slower, you're using all of your hips and all of your leg muscle to do it, and it's like it doesn't feel sustainable. So
I just lay there. That's crazy. You guys doing all this?
You just you just lay there and then just charge up. It's like you're fucking in your Dracula coffin, just charging.
Discharging.
So weird songs to fuck to. You know, YYZ by fucking Rush would be an interesting one. That'd be a really interesting one. What's
a weird song to fuck to? Like a song that's like, this is outrageous.
Yeah, that's the song. That was the question.
Yeah.
Is what's the best or worst song? It could be weird. It's whatever.
It could be whatever.
To the Mario theme. Like the classic
Mario it's theme. So inconsistent.
Could you even get your dick up?
It's so inconsistent. Like wait, hold on. So it's
you can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it.
I hate that very, very much.
Imagine a girl finding out you're doing that. Like, she doesn't know. She's like, is that the Mario thing? You're like, what happened? What do you mean? What happened?
Oh my god.
That'd be crazy if they can figure it out. That's a fun game. That's a fun game right there. Hey, see what beat I'm fucking do. Figure out, guess what beat I'm fucking do. But you gotta make it easy though. You gotta start off with easy ones, otherwise they're never gonna figure it out.
Okay, what's Dude, we will rock you at first.
Yeah,
very easy, very simple. We will rock you. Then you
That's
like
an
try.
So kickboxing, I don't know, kickboxing and ice skates wrote in.
Nice,
right? And he says, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucking
More accurate,
really
bro.
terrifying. And he says, "Hello, my 3 estranged dads. I was just told that I was the Kramer to my friend Seinfeld after I bought an official license." He says efficient license, but like I don't know what the fuck this means. On a whim to marry another friend as a bit.
Oh, an officiate. Oh, so he's an ordained minister?
Officiant? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I've actually just straight up never seen that word written.
Yeah, gotcha.
To marry another friend is a bit. That made me wonder what are the most Kramer like things you 3 have done? I think signing up for a boxing ring. I think signing up for a boxing match with no real hint of training at all was probably the biggest thing the biggest thing that I can imagine.
That's fair.
That I've done.
Yeah,
that's like that.
I probably, I mean, in my mind, I maybe I told this before, but this was the dumbest thing I've ever done as far as when I was at a house party. And my friend had to leave and go hang out with his girlfriend. So, of course, I harassed him and berated him for being a bitch. Like, oh, she's got your balls and stuff. You know, I'm like, you're a pussy. And
whipped.
Yeah, exactly. Just calling him pussy whipped, essentially. And so I jump in the bed of his truck as he's taking off. And then I'm like, do you remember this? Yeah. And I'm like, all right, he's getting too far away from the house. And I'm like, I'm going to jump out of the bed of the truck and land on my feet. Like, just like I literally thought this. Like, I'm moving. He's probably going at least 20 miles an hour or something. I don't know. And then I tumbled and fucked my wrist up.
Why were you even in the back of the car? Why were you even in the back of the car?
Well, because that was just one of those things where he's about to take off and I jumped in he probably will stop because he doesn't want to leave with somebody in the bed of his fucking truck.
You know you were in
it
car?
was a bit.
Yeah, it was totally.
It was a bit.
Totally.
You jumped in as a bit. You thought he would notice. He didn't. And then you found yourself in a fucked situation.
I could have easily
Was he going towards the highway? How scary is that if you get in the back of a car?
No way. No, I've ridden on the freeway in the back of a truck. It's creepy, but it's not as bad as you think.
I wouldn't do that shit.
I mean, I wouldn't do that either now. I was a kid. I would never do that as an adult. It's crazy.
I would jump out of my own anxiety. I'd be like, I just jump out.
So you see what? But see, the problem is, I thought, and that's the thing that I can't get over. I don't know how I thought I possibly was going to just be like, and I think I said this before. This was probably years ago on the podcast, where I thought I was going to land like when that giant chick from Matilda, she jumped from the second story of the house, and she just lands. Like, she just lands like in a way that most people would probably break an ankle or at least roll it or something, and she just boom lands, and I just pictured myself landing, and I feel like that is absolutely something Kramer would do. He would totally I thought I was gonna stick it, you know, kind of a thing.
I don't have those moments because like the apartment that I lived in was very much we had the Jerry apartment, you know, and like it would be like, I think Jalen and Joe are genuinely, our friends Jalen and Joe are probably the most like that, where they just come home. It's like, oh hey, yeah, I got 18 pounds of free jerky. And you're like, why do we have this?
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Derek? Were you there when we had all that jerky?
I had a couple of bags.
You were there for that, Derek. You experienced the jerky too.
What the fuck are those boxes? There's boxes of jerky in the living room.
Dude, Joe would come home with just like random free food, or just like he would come home with like chicken that was brown, that like he was trying to cook, and it's like, bro, that looks like steak. Don't eat that. You're gonna get yourself so sick.
That's crazy.
And
that's nuts.
Just stuff like, and Jalen's very much that guy. Jalen will wander. He sent me like this thing where it's like he was like, hey, you want to get on Halo tonight? And I'm like, yeah, sure. What are you up to right now? It's like, oh, I just followed this guy. This guy was talking to me on the street, and then I just ended up following him into this building, and I'm just chilling with a bunch of these illegal gamblers, but I'll be home soon. I'm just like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, they're gambling stuff. I don't really know what's going on. I'm kind of scared. I'll go home like later, or like whatever. I'm just like, why do you want? Like, he just seeks out stories, I think.
Yeah.
Just to have them. You know what I mean? I'm not that person.
I think for me, I've done a lot of stupid stuff, and the problem is that I've gotten to the point where I try to avoid it, but I still end up involved in things that don't make sense, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, constant, like, why am I here? Like, there was one time when I was younger, I'd freaking, like, I don't know what I was doing. I was with my cousin, and my cousin was, like, moving something he shouldn't have had. And this dude had, like, a golden gun on the table. And I was like, what am I looking at right now? It was just a gun that was just, it looked like, you guys haven't seen Atlanta. It looked like a golden deagle. And I was like, why am I here? I was supposed to be getting dropped off at home so I could play fucking, like, Gears 2. Why am I in this house?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I would follow girls to places where it would just be like dangerous, and I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I look.
You would follow girls to places? What is that?
Like, I would just hang out with girls, and they'd be like, hey, you want to come hang out with my friend? We're gonna go here, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm in like Fishkill.
That's not all right.
End up
That's
in
not
like
what you said.
Pleasant Valley. And I'm like Pleasant Valley because I'm like, I'm just gonna hang out with this guy. I'm just gonna follow this bitch around because clearly I'm gonna try to get laid. That's all.
Stop saying that. Stop saying it like that. Stop saying you follow women around. It's a horrible way to say that.
I don't get it.
Out of
did
context.
I not follow her?
Clipped out of you did,
no.
but just out of context, that sounds awful.
Oh man,
I would never say
Okay,
if I was hanging out with you that like, oh, I followed Kingston home. Like, I would never put it that way.
I'm just using words where they're supposed to be were used, but everybody's weird. Right, gonna say I'm stalking women, which I do.
I don't know,
but I don't freaking like.
I mean, it's hard work, man, but someone's got to do it.
Exactly. I keep bitches on their fucking toes.
Oh man,
it's so fucking horrible.
Gay man wrote in.
If I don't follow this bitch, who's gonna follow this bitch? Huh?
Little gay man. Ethan Teague wrote in. He says, "Hey boys, have a quick one here. I was curious how Chris and Kingston met, and maybe hear a story or two of when you two had first hung out. Have a great one together. We've probably been over this many episodes ago. Probably like in the fucking." Probably before episode 100, obviously. We definitely got into it in like an early episode.
Yeah.
But I actually don't recall the first time.
I remember the first time I met you.
I don't remember the first time. I remember instances where there are vivid memories.
I remember
like
the first
at
time
that diner.
You were at Joe's house and you were talking about like it was just like when it was like right after they released the first trailer for Destiny.
Oh yeah.
That's when I first met you.
Wait, so how did that? Who knew who? Like, how did you guys end up at Joe's house?
I would just finish high school, but I knew Joe and a bunch of other group friends because they worked at Dunkin' where I was working at.
And how did you get there, Chris?
Chris through Joe.
So you both knew Joe.
Yeah,
we both knew Joe. And I think I honestly don't, because I was in college. Because I was in college before you. I think I'm pretty sure.
And then I started college, and I knew you guys already. And
right.
I was like, oh, here, these people I know you from before, and that's when I became friends with everybody. Really, but me and Chris hated each other at first.
Yeah. That's very real. I tell that to people, and they think it's a joke. They think it's like a bit, but it's very real. I couldn't fucking stand him.
Why? What?
I don't even remember why specifically. I just remember like something about him really bothered me. Like,
what's
it was
crazy is I am the coolest guy ever. Like, actually,
no,
but he fucking hates me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so obnoxiously likable. Actually,
that's so. There you go. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm very likable. I'm very likable. You can say what you want. You can say what you want. I am a very likable guy.
I'm remembering now.
At times.
It's all coming back to me.
The fucking boasting.
Yeah, it's the boasting and the boasting and the hubris and just the hubris. It's just so crazy.
I'm so likable. I'm the
so much
best.
I'm vastly better than everybody.
Start fucking hovering and shit. I'm so
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but like there was, because I had my group of friends, right, and I hung out with them constantly, and it was like always the same core group of people, and then all of a sudden here's this fucking boastful idiot who's just here all the time talking about how likable he is, and it's like, who the fuck is this guy? This sucks. He's like ruining my vibe entirely.
What made it crazy is that at first, you know what's crazy? Someone is like my brother to me too, is Jalen. Me and Jalen couldn't stand each other at first.
Yeah.
First. And it's so weird because Jalen, which was weird because me and Jalen became so cool so fast, being the only black kids in our friend group. We would just see everybody else behave differently. We're like, yo, is that weird to you too? And he's like, very, very weird.
Yeah.
But then what happens, we all ended up living together. I was already very close with Jalen. I was cooler with Chris by the time we moved into each other. But then we lived with each other and we went through like our formative 20s with each other. And we all became really close. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
The formative 20s.
I was more okay with you being there when we moved in together. I was like, all right, I guess this will lower my bill. This will lower my bill tremendous. Yeah, for real, because I just didn't know him really. Like I knew, all I knew was that he was boastful and fucking. Dude, the hubris was crazy. It still is.
I was not that hubris, like, Chris. Shut up,
dude.
I was not.
You are.
I'm not that hubris. That's insane. I'm a fucking.
Anyway,
I have several problems. I didn't
know this.
So this is real. So initially, I'll tell you what it was, because like the goal was like I drove out there with Jalen, right? Me and Jalen drove out there together, right? And so the goal was, and I've known Jalen for a really long time, and so the goal was like, all right, Jalen and I are gonna get this place, and then at the time that I was coming to actually like figure out my stuff when I was gonna live, it sort of became me, Jalen, and Kingston without my real I wasn't really prepared for that. That wasn't really like part of the plan. It's why like the apartment that we got just didn't suit us. Like we got a 2-bedroom, and Kingston was in the living room, and that like annoyed me because it was like, oh my god, the living room's gone. Like we don't have a living room, and like so I think I was just annoyed at just like how, because I really build up a plan, right, if I build up if my Friday goes slightly awry, it frustrates the hell out of me. It brings me back to. It brings me 100%. But it's like it brings me back to when I was like a kid and my mom would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the supermarket. Do you want to come with me?" And I'd be like, "We're just going to the supermarket, right?" And you'd be like, "Yeah." And then it's like I'll be like, "Okay, fine." I prepare myself for going to the supermarket, and then when we're done with the supermarket, I prepare myself to go back home. But then it always would become at the end of the supermarket, it'd be like, "Okay, now let's go over to Titi Mary," or like, "All right, now let's go over to let's cross the Brooklyn Bridge."
How
and
many
it's like,
times did you fall for it though? How many times did you fall for it?
Well, I didn't have a choice.
For it constantly. I fell for it constantly.
Dude, I didn't have a choice for a long time, and then when I finally was like, listen, I'm not going because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be a hostage to this boring situation when I could just be at home enjoying my life and talking to my friends. I'm not doing this, and that's when it became okay. But it was that, but like times a lot, because now instead of living with Jalen, who I had planned this with, I was living with this person that I didn't really know and didn't really get along with that well for the next several months. You know what I mean?
How did this happen? I don't. So like,
because what happened is that when I moved here first of all, I moved here and I was fucking poor as shit. I couldn't pay rent for most of the time. So Chris helped me out a ton. Living with him, I would have just been on the street. So Chris was like, "Yo, dude, I got you. Don't trip. Like, I understand you're going through bullshit. Don't worry about it." And I was
also very frustrated that you were that you didn't have that money. I helped you and I was fine with it, but I was also like, God damn it. God damn it!
Hold on one second.
What happened is this, right? This is what things became weird. You realized how well I played off of you, joke wise.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know that we made each other funnier. We didn't know that yet because we usually didn't joke with each other. We were kind of just like, I know Chris.
Hold on, guys.
I know Chris.
You gotta back up a little bit because there's still a little.
Sure.
I didn't just show up. Jalen had offered me because Jalen knew I was thinking about moving away from home as well.
Right.
So Jalen was like, "Dude, come move with me and Chris."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, cool."
Jalen brought that to you, Chris, and then you were just like, "I guess." What did you do? Did you protest
when did you finally
living
together? Because before I got there, I knew I was gonna live with you and Jalen.
Yeah, so I had no idea. I had no real idea. I got there.
Did Jalen not tell you?
This is crazy.
It wasn't.
This is great.
I'll say it this way. He might have told me, but like I think it was communicated differently. It was like he'll be crashing with us for a while or something like that. I can't remember specifically. It's all very long ago. The point is that I was just not prepared for that situation, right? And so I'm very much the kind of, and this is a problem that I have just generally, where just like I don't really say no even when I really should, to be honest. That wasn't really a situation where I should have buckled down because like obviously he needed a place to stay. I'm not going to kick somebody out on the street. Like I just refused to do that. There were many other situations that happened very similarly to that I won't get into on the show.
The amount of people that lived with, it's so crazy looking back on the amount of people that lived with us, the people that stay. Like, our home was just a revolving door of places.
Yeah. In 11 months, we had 7 people living there at some point. Like, not all together, but at some point, there was like, for 3 months, it would be one person. For 3 months, it'd be like one person. And then there would be like overlap where there would be 2 more people in addition to us. It was
insane,
weird. But
dude.
So it was just not what we planned at all. But yeah, I didn't expect that to happen, and I was frustrated. And he couldn't pay rent because he just couldn't figure things out, and that was frustrating. I understood it, but it was frustrating. And so like whatever. And then at some point, like we obviously you live around somebody, you live with somebody, you kind of inherently you're just forced to spend time with this person, and you just kind of like, okay, like we've got we think a lot of the same things are funny, like we bounce off of each other pretty well, and like you weren't even really supposed. The goal was never to put you in videos ever.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? I specifically, because my thought was, I want to be reliant on me. Like if Sweeney lives here for like 6 months and then he moves somewhere else, I don't want to suddenly have this problem where it's like, oh, I have this ingredient to my videos that I can't use anymore. You know what I mean? It was initially just that. And I was just making a video because that's what I needed to do to make money. And then you just wandered into screen. And then it's like, all right, well, he's a part of this now.
Like confused dog walks in the frame like confused Mike.
Yeah. And I would record videos, and then he would scream from, like, I would be doing videos and I would be making jokes or whatever. I would say some out of pocket shit for the video, and then he would yell from the living room, "You're wrong, you're dumb, you're stupid. What are you fucking say?" And it was funny. It was fun. So I left it in, and people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And so it just kind of became like that, and it was just like, all right, well,
dude,
now,
imagine we started the podcast I'll be real. Then, oh my god, it'd be so rich.
It would have been huge.
It would be so rich. It'd be so rich.
Hindsight,
it would have been,
man.
It would have been, yeah. At the time, it would have been really smart, but
it would have been crazy. Yeah.
You know, we didn't have that set up yet. We didn't. But honestly, truthfully, like that was. It really took me getting over the fact that you just. It took me really getting over the fact that, okay, we're funny together. That's cool. I really had to work really hard internally to get over the fact that you weren't paying rent for a long time. Because it was just... Because I remember when I moved out there initially, I stayed for 3 months and I couldn't find the job, and I was like, this is not working. I cannot bum on these people's couches. I'm going to go home. And I failed, you know, I straight up, I was just like, I went home and I was like, you know what? I tried, I failed, whatever. And it was frustrating to me, but then I realized like, okay, we're funny. He's helping videos. I'm going to get my value out of this guy. So then I would just throw shit at him. I would abuse him. And that was so he could live there and I wouldn't feel so annoyed that he just couldn't pay up, you know what I mean? Because it was just like, okay, he's adding something to the videos that helps us pay rent, so that's payment. Like, it's fine. But I'm gonna throw milk at you. I'm gonna fuck with your food. I'm gonna harass you whenever I have to make something. So prepare for that. I don't think we've ever talked about this.
No, I mean,
really?
I certainly.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we've talked about it. I think we've talked about it, but like, I don't think we've talked about it.
Really, you never knew this?
I did not know this lore. I assumed you guys met in New York and you guys were well acquainted. So when
we weren't acquainted, we knew each other.
What I mean is like like you guys, not the way that it has been described to me now. I'm like, it makes knowing all of this stuff so much funnier that
right,
you were abusing this dude and saying all this. Like, I thought you guys were like really like close already from the beginning before you even moved over here.
Like, no, we were friends. We were friends. We were frequently around each other. Yeah, we weren't close. We became close to the years of us living each other.
He didn't know the plan. Right. There was no plan for you to be. I didn't know that.
There was a plan for me to be here. I didn't just show up in California. I didn't
In his perspective, it sounds a little bit like it kind of was like that.
From my perspective, that's what it was. I know that that's not true because obviously no one just shows up somewhere without a plan. But like, I had no idea.
I didn't airdrop into California like, oh, I'm here now and I adhere to the group.
But the thing about it,
if I crash, oh yeah, go ahead.
No, well, I just want to bring up. We can move on after this, but because I don't know how interesting this is. But
I think it's fascinating.
But there were.
It's fascinating for more lore now.
So Jalen, Jalen, our friend, he's a great friend, but like he's also very spontaneous, right? So like even when I moved to LA, like he called me like 2 weeks before, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to just move to LA with me in 2 weeks?" And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I thought about it for like a day. I thought about it for like 24 hours, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Because I just didn't have anything going on for me in New York. I had applied to like a million jobs, and they weren't getting back to me. I was like, fuck this place. So I was just ready to go. And so I think a similar thing happened to this. Like, you probably planned on moving, but like he's very laissez-faire with the way he like talks about that stuff. So like I just straight up did not know. But I think we became friends. We became friends quickly. I would say like it wasn't like over the span of years that we like. I would say initially like the first. I think after the first New Year's that we had, I think we were all pretty friendly at that point. Like by the time we lived in that second apartment, we were all
super
like,
close by that moment. Yeah,
like and that was only like 11 months later. You know what I mean? So that like it wasn't like that this long period.
Our first apartment is. Dude, the stories we could tell about the first apartment. We could make episodes of the podcast about like our first apartment living there.
I wanted to write some of it. Dude. I wanted to write some of it out because it really is. It feels like a sick. I was talking about it with Jalen when my parents were in town, and we were just like reminiscing and my parents were asking us questions. And we're talking about, like, yeah, we had a homeless man living in our living room for like a little while.
Even from Lily's perspective, Lily like talks about an old apartment. She was like, that place was insane.
Yeah,
it was just completely bananas.
Our windows got shot out. Our windows got shot out twice.
Bro, I was stuck there. I was stuck there with a freaking girl from another country, and our windows got shot out. And it was just me and this European girl. And I was like, I don't know how to talk to you. You're from Europe. You speak the same language as me, but I just don't know how to speak to you.
What the?
I don't know how to speak to you.
What the hell is happening?
This is. I really want to write. I want to sincerely, actually. And we can move on immediately after this. But I do sincerely want to get you, me, and Jalen together to talk about that just so we can document it and write it down, because I think there are a lot of really good ideas that each of us, like I remember some of it, Jalen remembers some of it, and I think you remember some of it that we both don't remember. That I want to get it all on paper because so much of it is fucking outrageous. There's a story that I love when that girl pissed in Jalen's bed. It was the funniest fucking. Look, there's a lot. There was one moment. Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it. It's too inside. It's inside baseball.
It's truly
maybe you know what?
insane.
Actually, would be a great extra ammo to get if we could get Jalen on.
Yes.
To like reminisce about that stuff as like a dedicated kind of.
That could be
fun.
I'd love to listen to that. That'd be great.
Yeah, because there's a lot of great stories from that time. But yeah, dude, like it's but initially in those first few videos, when I'm being a dick to Sweeney, I'm being like not like 80% genuine, where I'm like I'm not having a good time with this person.
Oh my god,
which is really funny. I think it makes it 10 times funny. It's why I edited him saying that in the first place.
Oh my!
It's why I edited. It's why I was like.
There was a little bit of spite.
So there was a little bit of fun. So what it was like, because I was making a video, right?
Funny.
And I was making some bullshit video for the second channel. It's still on this podcast channel. It's still on the Snark Tank, where it's Tom Sweeney hates the gays. There? And I'm just trying to make a video, and then he wanders in, intruding on my video, and I'm like, God, all right, you want to be in this video? You want to be in the video? You want to be online? Okay.
You want to be online? You homophobe? Well, try this.
all right, let me put you online. But it was funny.
Wild. This is. I feel like you're saying things like you're on like the Joe Rogan's like you're giving us lore that I was never expecting, and it's just like, what the fuck? And my mind's being blown that I'm like, wow. I can only imagine what like people who are longtime fans of yours or whatever are probably like, just their minds are fried right now.
I've definitely mentioned this on stream at least
okay,
not in depth. Not this in depth, I would say. This is definitely like, obviously because Sweeney's here, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But like I've definitely talked about it on stream before. Like
we've definitely been vocal about like what you call like us living together in our first situation beforehand.
Yeah, and we were not close. I remember arguing in a diner with you at like very loudly.
Oh my God! When we were in New York. Particularly young then, though. We were particularly young then. You were like 18. I was like at best 17, 18 myself.
Yeah,
and we were arguing about like how much he hates Kanye West. And I'm like, oh, Kanye's a pretty decent artist. I never said I liked Kanye as a person. I think he's a good artist,
it was right after Bound 2, and I remember it was like, Bound 2 fucking sucks.
That conversation.
And like, and he was like, you were like, what are you talking about? He's like, one of the greatest. It was like, you think Bound 2 is like the work of like one of the greatest? Like, are you fucking insane? And we got into this like really loud. We got into this really loud. We were loud in this diner. It was so funny in retrospect. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's all real.
Have you looked at some of these? Like, I'm looking at your hate the gays numbers is 154K, which is hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. It's 154,000 views on that. And under it that just showed up is you guys did a Q&A. Why Are You Black is the... That's almost sitting at a million, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 978K.
Holy hell. That is a good title, though, to be fair. Like,
Why Are You Black? The fact that video got almost 1 million views is insane, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's a good video.
That is an insane fucking thing.
Yeah.
I kind of want to... I think it'd be fun to do a stream where you and I watch some of those videos back. Because it's so long ago at this point that like I feel like we have like completely different... Like, we're in such different headspaces.
We're old. Dude, I'm old now, dude.
You guys totally got to do that. That's a fucking great idea.
We know we got to do again. You know what we got to do again? We got to do another Twitter trash again. We have to do another one of those again.
So here's the thing. I've been getting a lot because I haven't done one since before X was the thing. Because I retired it, and people keep bugging me because they're like, "Dude, the weird shit that's been happening. Like, please do another one." When I come back, I think it's gonna have to be done. I think there's gonna have to one because. There is just too much weird shit happening, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I get it.
You know what? I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
why not make Twitter trash like a monthly, not extra ammo, maybe something, maybe even more. Maybe we do our episodes. We do our episodes, and then we do our extra ammos, and then Chris, once a month we do a Twitter trash. And
that shit would go hard in the paint, dude. Yeah,
that would go hard.
Do you remember the video of me coming in and just insulting you?
Oh, at the end, like where like you're berating me? Yeah.
That shit is so... Dude, there's a clip of that has almost 500,000 views.
Yeah.
I just took that out and I'm like, wow, dude, that was so long ago.
It was fun. I will say, by the time we did the Why Are You Black, that was March 2017. We were friends by that point. Like, we were pretty...
Cool. We were well cool by then.
Yeah, we were well... Yeah, so it didn't last long.
Oh my god, we're like babies in this. Cause it's everything related to you is popping up, and there's the first Twitter trash that we did. It's fucking nuts. Like at least 5 years ago, and I don't know what happened to the thumbnail. It's gone. It's just a picture of you. It's just you, sweetie. Yeah. I always have thumbnails in the Twitter trash series. It's just gone.
You know what? That happened. That did happen to. I see that. There's that happens to some videos, man. Like sometimes, like what is it? The YouTube will be like, this thumbnail breaks TOS or something. I've had that for a couple, and then it'll just default to like a screenshot of the video,
right,
or like a still image.
Yeah, that's weird because I'm sure the thumbnail was
Dude,
just
my
us.
face looks so different back then. Even I'm just fatter in general. The way my face looks is just different.
Well, I mean, that's what happens.
It is.
I don't have my adult face yet.
The one from 5 years ago where it's the bonus trash, that me in that thumbnail, I've seen that image of me a million times, of me doing like this.
That they do that is,
yeah.
It's funny how how big that thing.
It's fucking insane.
Insane, dude.
But yeah, it is.
Oh my
I
god!
don't know, man.
Do you remember our what you call a Dick Vaney and a Puss Administration? We gotta bring that back too.
I do want to get back into the. I do want to get back into the habit of like making videos like with you in some way, or just like you as a part of it. It's just like, I don't know. I gotta figure. I want them to be good.
I mean,
still,
I have a whole
you know
house. I have a whole house.
Right. Yeah. I want a good idea. It was just so easy to organically like, because what would happen a lot of the times was like I would think of something in the middle of like recording, and then I'd be like, fuck, I gotta go, and then I would walk into the living room and you'd be there, and I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna do this, or you. I did always ask. I think
you're like, hey, you mind if I throw milk at you? And I'm like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I didn't just. Yeah. Even when I was being like, even when I didn't really like, when we were not getting along super well, like, and I was like annoyed. I still, I wasn't throwing milk at him in the middle of his fucking when he was just trying to
sleep.
Yeah. I did fuck with you. I did fuck with you though. Like I remember specifically, you went down to get food, and I went into your. Like, you were playing Skyrim, and then I just got rid of all your shit.
Mad. That made me so mad, but I was like, whatever, dude. You made me a vampire, then you deleted my save where I could go back to do it. And I was like, who does this?
Yeah, it was mean. It was for a video. It was rent. It's how I looked at
rent.
It. It's how I looked at it. Every time I fucked with him, I was like, it's rent. And then it won't bother me. Right, but yeah, it is funny. It is funny talking about all this, because it is really kind of like behind the curtain type stuff that I don't think we've really ever talked about in this way.
Right. Not, really, not this vocally.
Right. But yeah, there you go. That's some lore that apparently that would be. I guess people are going to be mind blown by this. I don't know. Maybe
lore.
Let's see. Let's try and get. I don't know. What do you say? 2 more.
Yeah, I'll try 2 more.
Yeah. There's so many fucking questions, guys. I
actually got to go hard in the paint on the next episode.
Yeah, next episode we cannot fuck around at all.
We're gonna get a spot. We can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah. And by the way, if you guys want to, I know you guys do a lot for the show already. If you guys want to, because like there's every time I use a question, I like it, I heart it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Just so I know that I've seen it. If you whatever, it doesn't matter. Bit into a grape, shit screamed like Tom and Jerry. I was gonna pitch something, but then I just got too tired. Bit into a grape, shit screamed like Tom and Jerry. Wrote in. He says, "What's the stupidest costume you ever wore?" Mine was when I bought a clothing iron to school on Halloween, and went, "That sucks. That sucks." When people would ask why I was carrying it around, I would just say, "I'm Iron Man." That sucks. That's rough, dude.
Crazy.
I'm surprised you weren't bludgeoned with that iron for saying that.
The fact that you weren't sodomized is crazy.
That would have given me, you know that boxer who got punched in the back of the head and now he's like all fucked up.
That's really sad. That's really sad video.
It is really. But believe me, I watched that video like a million times before I fought, because I was like, dude, if I become retarded after this, that's gonna really put a damper on a lot of what I got planned and a lot of what I got going on.
I would definitely come and see you, but I would also make fun of you behind your back a lot.
That's crazy.
I'd be there for you, but I'd also, as soon as you leave the room, I would
start laughing.
That's wild. That's wild after all I've done. But yeah, no, I can't think.
I can't think of.
I can't think of the weirdest costume I've ever worn. I imagine that it was probably something that my fucking parents shoved me into when I was like a fetal kind of child, where they just, but it's like, let's dress him up as the Cowardly Lion, Or like my dad dressed me up as a soldier when I was 3 or something.
Nice.
I remember that for Halloween.
I can't wait for you to die in the war.
Yeah. Dude, I was going to join the military. I actually was, and then my dad was like, "Don't do that."
my grandfather was like, "Yo, don't." My grandpa was like, "Absolutely, do not join the military."
He was like, "Don't do it." I did it so you don't have to. Specifically, like that. I don't even think I think specifically, I'm not even eligible for like a draft. I mean, even despite the fact that I'm blind, which would probably be a major deciding factor.
You can't draft. You can't draft next generation. You can't draft next generation.
You can't. Well, you can't draft. Especially because I'm like an only child, like you cannot like I don't know. I don't remember the specifics of this, and I might be totally wrong, but I remember this being explained to me. So it might have been a lie, but whatever. But I remember specifically being told,
you can't be drafted at all anymore. Well, Derek can't anymore. You're still good. You can't be at all anymore. You're past 32.
I definitely cannot be drafted. Like they're not drafting me. They're gonna look at me. It's like, oh, this guy has like fucking intense anxiety and he can't see. And he's 5'4". Like, what's the fucking point of having this guy? What is this?
You're stealth, man. You're stealth.
I would have a pretty good stealth build, to be fair, but we're beyond stealth now.
You'd be so anxious you can't fail. You'd be so anxious you wouldn't be able to fail. You'd be like, oh my god, I gotta kill him.
Bro, what if they put you in Black Ops? They put you in Black Ops, dude. They make you do some real serious shit.
They would put me in Hispanic Ops.
You're doing legit wet work. Like you're doing legit wet work. Like there are less people on the planet because of what you did exactly.
Yeah. They have you find. That's crazy. They task you to find Putin right now. They're like, all right, dude, here's
like, listen,
the map
only
of the compound.
Yeah, only you can fit into this vent and poison the water supply for this small village.
That is
do
it.
Small village, yeah.
Would you be able to do it? Would you be able to do it? Like you're like, hey.
If I believed in what I was doing, yeah, I could. Like I could poison a village full of Nazis, like easily. You know what I mean? Like that would not be a problem for me.
Yeah, I could do it.
But if I don't believe in what's happening, like no,
you will fail.
I don't believe in my stealth-like abilities, man. Because sometimes I try to be 100% quiet when JoJo's sleeping, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna creep around. And when I'm being so careful like that, it makes me clumsy in a way that I'll accidentally drop something, or I'm like, fuck. And I think I would easily get myself killed.
I'm like the opposite.
My knees
I'm
make
like
too much
focused.
noise. They're not bad, but they crack
too.
They just crack, and it's not like I talked to the doctor. Like, oh no, your knees are not bad. It's just you have like lactic acid, whatever it's called, the buildup in your knees. So when you stand up, they are gonna crack. They're just gonna crack, and I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't know.
That is very true. That happens to me a lot too. My knees, yeah, they do.
Like if I inhale too hard, my chest cracks. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's kind
of
crazy.
I'm just a fucking
scary,
beacon.
That's a little crazy.
I'm just a beacon for find me.
Yeah, you're like a fucking you're like a firecracker. Everybody's gonna be like, what's that?
What is that?
It's just a bunch of popping noises. I genuinely think I would be like, but the thing is, like, we're beyond stealth at this point. Like, they would just have like if this was like World War I or something. Or like even before then, like, you know what I mean, like a medieval type shit. I would be set because like no one's gonna hear me, man. Like I'm really fucking good at that. But they just put a fucking thermal goggles on, and then like, oh, there he is, like, oh, we got fucking sonar or like radar or whatever. By the way, did you know that sonar will kill you?
No.
I had no fucking clue. Like if you are underwater and you're like, let's say you're like a diver or something and you're just swimming in the middle of the ocean. I don't know why this would be the case. This is a dumb hypothetical. But like you're swimming in the middle of the ocean and then some submarine lets out a sonar thing, like you'll fucking explode. Or like you'll die cool. like real fucking quick because apparently
the vibration's so fucking intense it'll just make you pop.
Yeah, or something like that. But that's why I never even thought of that because I always sonar to me is just like,
does it kill fishes though? Does it kill the fishes?
It must kill the fish. It
fucks fishes up, I think.
And a bunch of fishes blow up.
I'm sure it kills like any fish. Any fish that are in the vicinity are probably getting fucked up, I imagine.
Oh,
or at least whales.
Yeah, so it's interesting. The test results showed no mortality associated with the sound exposure for fish. So it doesn't kill fish, but it kills people.
So maybe it's whales, like maybe mammals.
But a 200% mortality rate for humans. It's like, what? What?
Oh, so, yeah. All right. So, sorry. It can kill you if you get close enough.
Okay, so
right,
like if you're
different.
on top of it, okay.
Yeah, lethal noise can bore so at 200 decibels the vibrations can rupture your lungs, and above 210 the lethal noise can bore straight through your brain until it hemorrhages the delicate tissue. So
200 decibels is a lot. That makes sense.
I mean, that's what I listen. That's what I listen to.
Yeah, it's like the average premium earbuds.
Yeah. My Raycons go to 200 decibels.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't have any weird costumes that I can think of genuinely. Like, it's all,
Oh, yeah.
What costume isn't weird?
The last time I ever went trick-or-treating, 2010, I remember that because it was just grab whatever you can. Grab whatever you can. My friend has a daughter. Great, I get to get some candy. So I grabbed a pumpkin mask, a witch's hat or something, and a cape, and I had a sword. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
Oh, my God. There's a picture of me that I was a white man for Halloween one time.
That's very cool.
It's on my Instagram.
Oh, well.
What? Are you serious?
I was a white man, yes.
Well, link it to me so I can put it in the show notes.
That is crazy.
Yeah, if you can find it, link it so I could. I would love for people to see.
I wasn't
you as a
white, but
man.
I was like, I had straight hair. I had like a flannel
is this,
on.
Can people are people able to access your Instagram publicly?
No, not my main one.
Oh, okay. Then forget it. Yeah, I don't need to put in the show notes. Just because I don't. Maybe I'll add it because I'll tell you what. If you find it, I'll take a screenshot and I'll add it to the drive where the Tarzan video is that a lot of people have been asking for. And I'd be like, all right, so double whammy. They can see last people that still mad. There's people that are mad that they never got to see it. I'm like, all right, here you go. You can see it again for a limited time only.
That's crazy. It's ephemeral.
The amount of people that want to see that is fucking hilarious.
I was so insane when I was younger.
I mean, you're still insane. What are you talking about?
No, I'm way more balanced mentally. But when I was younger, I was crazy.
Well, because you wanted to desperately be a white man. Is that it?
Nah, I never wanted to be a white man.
So much so that you cosplayed at
I
outside of Halloween.
cosplay white man regularly. I'm cosplaying a white man every day. It's just me in a white suit. My name's Tanner.
Tanner.
Hello, I'm Hunter. Hello, I'm Hunter Jameson.
Tanner Smith, and I own many plantations.
Imagine wanting to be a white man from the fucking early 1900s, the late 1800s. It's like, why?
Right. Yeah.
Obama, Lord of Drone Strikes, starring Ryan Gosling, wrote
Let's go. I'd watch
Ryan
that.
Gosling as Barack Obama would go hard.
That would be fucking funny.
Greetings, Hispanic Scott the Waz, Black Peter Griffin, and Communist Revolutionary Derek. Longtime listener, much shorter question this time. Out of the three of you, who does what in the literal Snark tank? If it was an actual tank, who's the gunner, driver, guy who sucks off the crew, spotter, etc.? Why and why? Much love and thanks for helping my work commutes be more fun and less depressing. Thanks for your support, Obama.
I was unaware of the sucking off one. That's a pretty cool job, though.
There's a fucker.
Yeah, the fucker. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do say, I gotta say though, the main reason I picked this is because it reminds me of something that I don't know, I'm kind of sad fell by the wayside, which was the premise that we were all just in this tank that we couldn't escape. That was like one, like I really love, specifically when we had Shoe on, I really doubled down on it, where like we had I made a whole like specialized intro of like the tank treads getting fucked up and like stopping at Shoe's door, and I really liked that because I had like in that episode I had like tank noises in the background, like really really low, so you could kind of hear it. And there's like a campfire and all that stuff. I really love that, but the second we got video, it just didn't make any sense. So like I was just like, oh man, I'm kind of sad that stopped because it was kind of fun. But
well, shit. We're gonna find a sponsor to
build us a tank.
To deck out your studio as like we're inside a tank.
That'd be fucking cool as hell, man. If I could afford, if I could afford that, I would absolutely turn this room into like everything would be like a
non-Euclidean
tank,
like a green gross light
No, that's why we got
like sitting around it,
like a military dark green with like those interrogator headlamps, you know, over us, and we're just sitting at like a fucking interrogation table.
Somebody out there would be willing to invest in this show and do it. I don't know them yet.
Elon, invest in us.
Yeah. I mean, if I had a lot of, I was connected to Notch at one point. You know, Notch fucking supported my original Patreon, which is crazy. And then he dropped off because I was too liberal or whatever.
Oh, too liberal.
Yeah, yeah. But wow. But imagine we could add Minecraft money. That's nuts.
Yeah, that would have been great. Sold it off, and then here you go. Here, Chris. Here's some Minecraft money. Here you go. That'd been awesome.
I would want to be the spotter, but I wouldn't want to wear my glasses.
That's
so I would be
cool.
like I would like squint, and I'd be like, I think there's one.
You would get innocent creatures blown the fuck up. That's crazy. You'd get innocent and minding their business creatures. You'd be like, I think that's a living thing. Boom.
Yeah, but I didn't know no better though.
I ain't know no better.
I
just want to run everything over. I want to run
you'll be the
never
driver.
Deviate from the path. Like you just what is the quickest way to get to where we need to go? So then you cut through all the buildings. You just
straight
run
line.
everything over.
Straight line.
The idea of
if there's a mountain, we're gonna try to Skyrim up it. We're just gonna go straight.
Guys, the idea of being in a fucking, like, I've always thought about this. Like when I see like chases and cars go inside people's houses. Like, dude, what do you do? Like, what do you do when there's a car in your living room?
I thought about that a lot.
What happens then?
My childhood street, I thought about that a lot because we lived on a busy street where there were accidents on the corner, on the intersection of our street every other fucking day. And so I was just thinking, like, well, yeah, the car's going to cream through our house any day now. Luckily, it didn't happen, though.
The idea of a car, a full-on fucking SUV on top of your sofa. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? I'd be so
I always think about
I'd start screaming and kicking shit.
I
always think about it from the perspective of like people who live in buildings like kind of adjacent to highways, you know, like where like if somebody like barrels off, like imagine you're on the like imagine you're on the seventh floor of some building and you got like a 7th floor apartment. And you're like, man, and then a fucking Camry falls in your living room. Like, that's nuts.
It's just got to be, especially if you came home from a hard day's work and then a fucking car just slams into your fucking living room.
You didn't even get a chance to relax. Ruined. You got home and the car was already there.
You're just like, no. In the time that it took you to get from the elevator, in the elevator to upstairs, now there's a car in your house.
This
like,
is
I wouldn't
rough,
have
man.
come back. I would have just stayed where I was.
Yeah, that's. I'm so disappointed to think about. You're like it's. You can't relax for forever now. Like when are you gonna be able to actually relax?
You gotta move out. I mean, you gotta get another deposit ready. You gotta
you're like, oh my god! Like at that point, maybe you just end it. You're like, I'm too tired to deal with this.
You tell the person, you better start that car and drive out of my apartment right now.
Right now, back up.
They're like, this is 5th floor. I don't care. Back up right now, or I'm gonna shoot you.
Oh man!
Reverse
all right,
out of this building.
All right, we got last one.
Fall to the ground right now.
Yeah, we'll do two of these are. Well, one of them is pretty quick, so we'll do 3 more. These are one more real one and 2 really quick ones. Dr. O'Cocknick's obscene peen machine wrote, and he says, "How's it going? My 3 favorite distractions." My question is this. Let's say there is a new reality TV show that brings together 5 internet celebrities to live together in a house for 10 weeks. In a similar style to Big Brother, the twist is that while the celebrities are told that millions will be watching on a daily basis, there are no cameras and no footage whatsoever. Basically, the people will just be removed from society for almost 3 months just for shits and giggles to give the world some peace from them. Which 5 reprehensible bastards are you throwing into this house so that we can live without them for a while? Yeah,
I want to see Destiny live with Alex Jones, Pokimane.
Pokemade.
That's so wild. What did Pokemade do?
No, she's not. She's a Keemstar. Because I feel like Pokemade would have no business there. So she would just be the most out of like, why am I here? Pokemade.
And then
who else? I'm at 4, right?
Yeah.
Who else? No. Okay, so I'll switch Pokemade for Sniper Wolf.
Yeah. Why? You already need one more.
I'll just wait for Sniper Wolf, and then I'll have what's her name? Gabby Hanna there as well.
She's already gone.
Yeah, isn't she dead?
But she's
I haven't
crazy.
seen her in a long time. I remember like
or we do the Miranda Sings lady.
Also someone who's gone then.
Yeah, I think she's dead too.
Dang, yeah, they're all dead. So here, okay, so I got some, right?
Okay,
yeah.
Ethan Ralph.
Okay.
Out of here.
My locale. Damn.
Yeah, but like the thing about that is like Ethan Ralph being gone from society would be good, but then also like in that house, there's going to be a lot of stories that leak out of it afterwards. So you'll still have that lore. You know what I mean?
You'll
still have a bunch of stories.
That's a good point.
You still get your story. There won't be footage of it, but like there will still be. So Ethan Ralph, you get it. We got to get Boogie out of here. I'm getting tired of seeing him. I'm getting tired. It's getting sad. Like it's just too pathetic. I can't. I just can't be fucked. I can't be fucked to see any more of this. I don't want to see another video of this man begging on his knees. You know, it's no.
That'd be good.
Right. So, Keemstar, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Killer.
That'd be fun.
Keemstar.
And I don't know, man. I'm kind of stuck on the other two. The other two. Definitely Sniper Wolf is up there for me. Get her out of here.
Alex Jones, bro.
Alex Jones is already gone. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he's already gone?
So it's,
I haven't heard.
He got deplatformed like crazy. I haven't heard anything. I think he might be dating Blair White or something. I don't know. But like that's it. So, but I don't know I don't know number 5. I'm having a hard time thinking of number 5. I got to be honest.
Dream.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, get him out of here. What the fuck is he doing?
Dream.
Did you see him like at his concert where he was like, no, I can't.
I didn't see what happened. I saw that he was crazy. On the thumbnail. Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't that crazy. It was just cringe. It was just like he was doing this thing where he was like sitting on the ground and he was like acting like really coy. Where he was like talking to his fans and he felt like it's like he did that on stage like he was crying or something, or that he was like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed by all the support.
And was this like without his thing on, the mask or whatever?
Yeah, it was without his mask. Yeah,
I hate
that
everything
Dream
about
looks
that.
like 50 different people from like every angle I see of Dream looks like a different person. I've been told that I have this quality as well, where like people for like if people see me from the side, I look different from the front. Like I've been told this, but I never really understood that until I saw Dream, where it's like you look like Rumpelstiltskin, Shane Dawson, and neither of them at the same time.
And
you're very confusing.
I definitely see the Shane Dawson where I was like, oh, this guy smokes cock. That's all. Did you see that video of him? Did you see that picture of him where? Did you see that? You see that picture of him where he looks relatively normal, and then there's another picture from that exact moment from a different angle where it looks like his head is like extruded forward, and he's got like a Minecraft cube head. It's so strange. Hold on. Dream. I wonder if I type in Dream weird head. Weird.
Will it?
It's just him giving somebody a blowjob. Like,
bro.
What is this? Why is this the first Google choice?
Yeah. I know
he's got
a chin
find
from
it.
what I remember.
He's got a chin.
Okay, so here it is. Yes.
You found it pretty quick.
Fuck yeah! I typed in "Dream Weird Head" and it immediately came up. So
weird head.
I'm gonna post. All right, I'm gonna post a link in Riverside. This is absolutely like I'm not trying to body shame, right? But it just looks. It's a strange image. It's a strange image.
I'm trying to head shame.
Is that him?
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild though, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Why does he look?
It looks so strange.
His head looks like Roosevelt's.
He He doesn't even look like a real person from the side. What, like,
right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's a different fucking person.
That is weird. That is very fucking true, though.
Like one of the first image, like the first image is like, hello, welcome to Applebee's.
Yeah.
And the other one is like, hey, you guys. You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's a crazy head. He's got a crazy head.
It is a very interesting head.
Oh my god!
It's like Quebblecop's head. Do you remember meeting? Do you remember meeting Quebblecop? Did you meet Quebblecop at VidCon?
I ran into him.
Do you remember when we were all like laughing at his head?
I don't think I was there. I don't think I was there for that.
Quebblecop has such a profoundly like gargantuan head. It's crazy.
Why are you guys
it's like
so mean?
It's like if you put Finn Wolfhard's real head on a bobblehead. Like it's nuts. It's fucking crazy. I don't feel bad about that because Quebblecop's been doing this weird AI shit and it's all very cringe.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. So whatever. That guy sucks.
Oh man,
that guy sucks.
I've called him Quebble Cunt for a long time.
There you go. But yeah, I'll combine all my answers. You guys, that's the same shit. There you go. That's my answer.
All right, just two more quick ones.
Yeah.
Marcus Shorten. Well, with the holidays upon us, can we expect any gay parody Christmas songs?
Of course, you got one on the way to.
I can't say for sure, but I feel like the answer is yes. I feel like it's going to be so easy to do that it's just like we should.
Yeah.
We should probably start deciding that now and then just like record it in early December.
Yeah.
And so that way we'll have something for Christmas.
Right.
I thought we were going to do it with Jack.
Well, we got
to figure that. Well, also, the shit with something. Jack's in a wild situation, so
very true.
The offer for that is still up, but he's obviously he's got more important things to do than dick around with us on a song.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, once all that's settled down, whether that be for Christmas or sometime in the future, we can get him on to do a track and. Once he's all settled and all that stuff. But yeah, I think we can safely say there will be a Christmas song.
Yeah.
It's been long enough now, too, that I feel like it would be like a nice little, like, yeah, dude, that'd be.
Oh, and for sure, I want to say this. No, I shouldn't. No, I will. For sure, Down with the Dickness will be out very soon after this comes out. I'm just going to say that because...
Frown with the dickness?
Yeah.
Come on. It's just a frown with my dick piss.
Right. And then there's that. Tits. And then Rain Deep. This is the last question. Rain Deep Kang wrote in. He says, Sup, Gaylords. Lord of the Gays.
Yeah.
Are we going to have any more guests on the show before the end of the year? I hope you guys can get either JonTron or Actman. It's not planned, but these things kind of tend to come together pretty quick. So I don't know. I mean, it could be possible. I think Actman would totally be down to come on.
Kelly
I think
that would be easy.
I haven't talked to John in a while, but I think I could probably reach out and see what he's doing. Maybe it depends. Look, honestly, what I'm really focused on is kind of keeping our momentum going, and also just the fact that we're on a good cadence right now. With the show, it's doing mega well. You guys have really turned out in like a way that is honestly a little shocking to see, and it's very exciting. But I also want to make sure that we can adhere to the schedule that we've set up for ourselves for the remainder of the year without necessarily complicating it too much. Because next year we want to do a lot more. There's a lot of stuff in the works. We're planning on potentially doing more in-person stuff. Where we want to have merch for next year. And definitely more guests next year as well. So I don't want to make any concrete promises that we will have another guest on by the end of the year, because our focus is just on consistency right now. But it is possible. I will say it's possible that we will at least have one guest.
I think that's a good idea. I like the idea of having one guest that would be involved in the Game of the Year discussion.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, totally. Get Actman on that, man.
Yeah.
I'll hit him up.
Cool. I'll have an opinion, and I'll be like, it's wrong. It's wrong. The Game of the Year is obviously Sly Cooper 3. What the fuck are you talking
obviously
about?
Modern Warfare 3. Shut up.
It's obviously Darren Aronofsky's The Whale on VHS.
Yeah, that's...
That'd
be a dope-ass game, though.
That would not be a dope game at all, dude.
It's just Death Stranding, but the whole game is just one apartment, and it's really hard to move through it.
Dude, that movie's so sad. Like, I watched that movie, and I was like, yo...
I watched that movie and I laughed a lot.
I watched that movie on a... can I say something? I watched that... My friends took me to that movie for my birthday. For my 29th birthday. They were like, come, let's go watch The Whale.
That is...
and then let's go to a bar afterwards. It was funny. It was hilarious. I'm glad it was a good idea, because just the story of that.
Was fun. Oh, because your birthday's near Mick's, so it was Mick's. We were like, it was Mick's. They was doing the thing at the bar for Mick.
Hey man,
and it was your birthday, so we invited you there.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about that movie. That movie's just depressing, bro.
The very end of that movie is hilarious.
The end of the movie, I fucking audibly laughed out loud. Like
I
laughed out loud.
The last 5 seconds of Darren Aronofsky's The Whale on VHS is hysterical.
It never came on VHS, Chris.
On VHS. Yeah.
Dude, you know, I saw somebody printed The Whale on a UMD disc. So they could watch it on their PSP.
Stop.
Which is fucking crazy.
That is... going out of your way to do that is funny.
Going out of your way to watch The Whale on PSP is so... I can't think of a more
it's like fucking...
out of pocket or out of the element way to watch something.
So silly. That's
that
like
is
fucking
truly
Colin
being out of
watching
touch.
Oppenheimer.
That's being out of touch right
on
there.
Twitter.
Yeah, it's like watching Oppenheimer on Twitter, or like Shrek in like a Holocaust museum. Like it's so
great.
wrong.
That's great.
I don't know. Anyway,
now.
But yeah, I think.
Hey now.
How do you say "hey now" in German?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I don't know any German at all. All I know is any of the German that I know from Ich Will by Rammstein, and that's it.
Yeah, I know a few phrases.
Hallo, Jit.
So you got to say hallo.
Hallo jetzt.
Hallo jetzt.
Hallo jetzt.
Whatever.
Hallo jetzt.
You're a rock star. Get your game.
Yeah, the rest of it is in English.
Hallo jetzt.
Yeah.
Just confuse the fuck out of me for no reason.
Get your game on. Go play. All right. Let's move on. Let's get on out of here. Let's read our our beautiful $25 and up homeless patrons.
Woo. They almost took over the world, dog, twice. Crazy.
The
the Germans.
That makes more
Hitler
sense.
Almost got us.
Homeless
Little
Hitler.
homeless Hitler.
Yeah. Wow,
little Hitler.
Who painted this
Little
picture? I really hope
homeless,
they
Little homeless Hitler.
Have you guys
little
seen those
homeless
pictures?
Hitler can't keep a job. That's okay.
That's okay.
The ideas of Hitler's like pictures like, wow, who painted this? I really hope they went to art school. And it's like, what the fuck?
Dude, honestly, there's so many arguments about like whether or not you go back in time to kill baby Hitler. It's just like, why not just go back in time and convince the art people to just let him in? Like, it's just like you avoid the Holocaust and you don't kill a baby.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta kill Hitler.
A lot of people have bloodlust though. That's why they're just like, they always think about that. Kill baby Hitler.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
What if you kill Hitler and there's someone way worse? Someone
I
way
feel like
worse.
that's how it would work. I feel like that's how the butterfly effect works.
Yeah, you know what it would be? I know exactly what it would be.
No, I'm not gonna say that. That was very bad.
You would go back in time to kill baby Hitler. He's in the nursery being, nursed. And you come in and you spike him into the ground. And then you'll run away into a portal. And then Hitler's dad will run in. And he'll be like, what the fuck? What happened? Or whatever. And then some other guy will yell at you before you disappear into the portal. He goes, Judah! Judah! And then you'll disappear, and all he'll hear is Jew there. And then now he's mega Hitler because he's an adult at that point. So like he's like fucking like he's hell bent on like stopping the Jews because they killed his little baby boy, his little loving Hitler.
Is this fucking Terminator? Is this?
yeah. It just starts the cycle. It's the reason.
The idea of like,
I like it.
Like, not saying that this would happen, but let's say you kill Hitler, and then all of those people lived, and amongst them, there's like one or two really evil motherfuckers. that didn't get wiped out, or they give birth to a really evil dude, and then he does something else, and
that's the gamble. That's the gamble of everything.
Gets rid of all the the blacks.
That's crazy.
But most of the world will be like, I'm fine with that.
All right, let's get to the credits. I'm hungry. I'm really. I've been recording for 5 straight hours.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Hey now.
I think I'm sure that exists. That's what's fucked up. If you search that, you'll find it.
If it doesn't exist, I'd be really upset.
He's dead.
He
oh yeah, anyway. That's right. We can't even ask him to do it.
We made fun of him. Hey now.
We made fun of him until he died. Let's go. Count me down.
Sorry, I'm looking up Hey Now and repeat. 3, 2, 1.
Go to 2 minutes and 19 seconds on Kid Rock's song Cool Daddy Cool. Liam Sheedy. Hello, Bungus, my old friend. I've stuck my cock in you again. Heath Smoker. 2 Kings. 22325. Worst mistake of my life. I don't know. Daddy Lars, the Uncle Ruckus of the Goon Squad. Frosty the Gay Man was a very homo soul with a corn cob plug and a button dick and 2 balls made of coal. Chris's 8 gigabyte USB of clown girl porn. Listen. It's not bad.
Clown girl porn is a little weird, man.
Solid slug.
I watch it, but it's a little weird.
I did it. Yeah, I'll watch it on like on a dire night. I did everything right, and they indicted me, Walter. Shaquille O'Squeal.
Wait, what?
I want to hear you, Shaquille O'Squeal.
Shaquille O'Squeal.
That is crazy. Imagine Shaquille O'Neal being a bottom for someone.
Yeah, I did.
Inconceivable. Cock and balls.
Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart fucked Shaquille O'Neal.
That's wild. Kevin Hart is like... I feel like Shaquille O'Neal is like Kevin Hart's mech. You know?
Hell yeah, dude.
That's his Ever Unit 2, bro. It's fucking unit.
Yeah. All right. Cock and balls with surprise guest Taint, homeless trans femme who gave her last dollar to the Snark Tank. Yes. And if you ever get another dollar, give it to us as well. Alaskan Alexander the Gay and DeSantis's toes elongating to fill out his shoes. Can I say I love specific things like this because this is the exact type of weird comedy that my brain does to me when I'm falling asleep. It's like the idea of like DeSantis's toes elongating just to fill his shoes out. It's so fucking weird and eldritch to a degree. And I appreciate you guys who write in with stuff like that. It's like that. Do you guys remember? I don't know if I did this on the show or not, but I had this image in my head for a long time of like biting somebody's face off of their skull, like when you take the cream off of an Oreo and you like scrape it. I've had that image. Like I've had it specifically with like a horse on bath salts doing it to some guy, just like scraping a guy's face off his skull, and it's just so out of pocket and weird that like I genuinely think it's a thought that like maybe like 5 people have had before. But
sounds about right. Yeah.
But that's this DeSantis long toes thing. I love it. Bit into a grape, shit screamed like Tom and Jerry. Sucking down a crisp diet cock, I mean diet cock, I mean diet cock, I mean diet cock. Gay Eminem, love the way men lie about my... parentheses about my... So it's love the way men lie, parentheses, about my penis, it's small. Throw your cum in the air and spray it like you just don't care if you like dick and balls and all that gay shit, everybody. John Killers of the Flower Moon, 8 out of 10, Guido the 4th. I listened to every episode of the Snark Tank podcast, and all I got was this lousy dick. Mitch, I'ma fill you. All I want is man pussy. Girls beat it. You ain't gonna make me nut, just leave. Pre-chorus, Seaman M. Oh, I get, okay. Mitch, I'ma feel you. Okay, so I understand where this is. All I want is man pussy. Girls beat it. You ain't gonna make me nut. Just leave. I get it. I hear it now.
But I'ma feel you.
That's wild.
It's not bad, but it's
not bad.
It needs some work, man. Needs a little love.
Some work. It's better than I thought it was, but yeah. I like it's Mitch. I'm a Philly. He's talking to some fucking guy. Obama, Lord of Drone Strikes, starring Ryan Gosling. Stop with the Britain slander. It already sucks here. Listening to Sweeney makes me consider racism. All PvP Void Titans deserve to fuck their dogs to death and then kill themselves. Hey, listen. I haven't played Destiny in a while, but you stay away from my Void Titan, all right?
Void Titans.
My Void Titan. Void Titans are fucking dope. I love being a Void Titan. It's sick. That shield and shit. It's so.
Shield is so bullshit.
I love it. Baller of the First Sin. There goes my homo watching as she blows Tinky Winky fucked my mom and killed my dad XD. 2 episodes remaining. Be afraid. Sweden has pizza called Africana and its main toppings are chicken, onions, curry powder, pineapple, and banana, and it rocks. Sure.
Fuck
Jolly
you.
old dipshit.
Pick that fucking banana. What? Shut the fuck
you.
up.
Fuck you. What the fuck?
Bananas on a pizza. Shut the fuck
You
up.
mean banana peppers, maybe?
Bananas?
That's fine, but like, come on, bro.
Tell
This
you
nigga
what,
said
if you put bananas on a pizza, you should just shove a pizza up your ass.
Yeah.
Because it makes about as much fucking sense to me.
I'll help you too.
I'll help you, yeah. I'll pry it open.
I'll fuck your ass for you while you do it.
I'll goatsy your ass. I will goatsy your ass and make sure like that pizza's going nowhere but your sphincter, man.
Hell yeah.
The idea of you walking in as a dude holding another guy's ass open is crazy. He's just holding it open. Quick, do it, quick! It's like,
quick, do it now.
Sliding
Do
those
it now.
slices.
like
What if that's how-
am I seeing?
Just put those slices in.
That was Iron Man holding holding Thanos' ass open. Do it now.
Quick, Scott, quick!
Ah! Jolly old dipshit. Hard cum rolling off a soft penis like an old-timey cartoon fire hose. God damn. Ruining the upholstery of a Ford F-150 with the boys. Penis Man v. Lord Sex Man. Dawn of Justice.
I love it.
Johnny Silvercock. Cyphergraph. My girlfriend uses my foreskin like a sleeping bag. Lameo-active. I'm fucking stuck. I can't feel shit in my bones. I have a rare syndrome. Welcome to the tard age. We are the champions. I've gaped my dudes. Guy after guy. I had my ass spread penetrated 5 times and a big penis. I ate a few.
We really gotta do that song. I really would love to do. We are the champions. That'd be a great one. Just the choruses just go so hard. It would be so great to make that shit so silly.
F words, my friend.
I wish, but no.
That's no.
Keep on fucking men in the rear end.
I do want to make one song. I do want to make one of those gay songs where we just ignore the rules of syllables entirely and we just treat it like a fucking completely like effortless.
I just completely ruin it.
Yeah, just purposefully just not even try to make it work. But
that would be fun as fuck. Hell yeah, dude.
Because we are the F
Sponge Boy me Bob. I'm squirting. Get a glass.
Of the world.
Sweetie, lick my weenie.
Coming.
Your mom got that. Your mom got that rapacious pussy, but I prefer that spacious bussy. Give that anus to me, that gay ass tushy. XXX at fuck Walmart XXX, the everlasting gays, back the tank of cum, Caucasian container, the Cracker Barrel for gays, tinfoil tyrant, putting blackface on my light bulbs, penis man. Do Christian girls squirt holy water? I slipped in the stalagmite exhibit at the museum and it made me gay. That's all it takes. Sweeney, swallow up my peenie. Matthew Perry's last fart bubble. She's picking on my pippa. Possum, a.k.a. Snark Tank's only non-binary supporter. Chris asked Colin about the butt fumble on Sacred. I forgot it again. God damn it. He'll know what it means. Okay, I gotta write these notes. Average clit energy, new reality show, TV show, pedophile battle royale. Winner gets a kid. They should make pedos wear GoPros in prisons. You can see what happens to them. I think that would be neat. Star Coffee on Twitch. Bitch. Fuck. That's it. Beaten to death by Christina Hendricks. Christina Hendricks tits. Christina Hendricks. Who is that? Christina Hendricks.
I think it's Jimi Hendrix sex slave or something. I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know. Okay. Yep.
Who's Christina Hendricks again? She's hot. She sounds hot, right?
That's that. Did you ever see that picture of Dennis from Always Sunny next to that girl with the big tits? You ever seen that?
No.
Not sure. Well, that's Christina Hendricks.
Oh, no, he looks all sweaty. He looks all sweaty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis, Christina Hendricks. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I support. Been blowing lots of guys living in a gay man's paradise, taking dongs of every size living in a gay man's paradise, trans femme gremlin, exposing people with lactose intolerance to 90 million rontgens of ionizing radiation. Yush, not Vinpen, the angelic DM. His name's Apollo. He was a homo, but that was 30 years ago when he still had bros to blow. Finally, have enough funny names for saved up for a month of $25 tier. Happy November, boys. Craig the Canadian, Richard Fisting wants to remind you that Bowser in a confirmed BBW is what? What? Richard Fisting wants to remind you that Bowser in a confirmed BBW lover (parentheses real Mario Wonder ad). Okay.
All right.
That really broke me. It's your boy Shawnee D. My penis length so long it makes you say, "Oh my lord, thank you for fucking me in the butt with a big BBC." Daily Wire presents Matt Walsh's "What Is a Black." Ben and Jerry's Funky Monkey, the proud owner of a 12-gauge silly straw, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Sween Machine.
I forgot about What Is a Black.
Dracula Flow. Got that Pinocchio dick. Tell my bitch I'm faithful and fuck her like I meant it. 3XO letting people know that One Piece has a better story than Halo, Mass Effect, and Destiny. The truth may hurt. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking. Emoticons going like this. Morning Alec, Keith David. Homeless Drip MH. Go to YouTube and search Spider-Man 3 Fart Jump. Obi-Wan should blow me. Kremlin the Gremlin. How lucky can one guy be? I sucked him and he fucked me. A pizza guy accidentally at Chris Hansen's house. Oh god, I came ants. They're crawling all over my balls. Gay piece. Fucking police coming hard as I thrust and pound. Abby, homeless and gay. I can put my skills to use. Crawling tune. Thrusting in my ass. Those balls, they will not drain. Slaps against my nuts. Broken is my brain. It's almost there. I think there's something there.
It's not bad. It's a good first attempt.
It's not bad. It's a solid B+, I think.
I gotta make it way gayer than that, though, sir. I gotta make that chorus way gayer. When you're singing that passionately, you gotta make it as gay as humanly possible.
Yeah, you cannot skimp.
Yeah.
Wage Slave 583.
Go, keep going.
I feel gay. Fuck you. Busting a concussive nut on Chris's face as he sleeps, imparting the knowledge that Rontgen is pronounced Rontgen. Don't worry, I corrected it this week. I'll uncorrect it next week. But yeah, the Papini Brothers Emporium of realistic Chun-Li and Cami thigh-shaped neck pillows, self-tightening sold separately. Man. I'm licking Cammy up and down until she's fucking rusted, man.
Jesus
Donk
Christ,
Donkerson.
Chris. Damn, dude.
I mean it, man. I'm not kidding. You think I'm fucking lying? You think I'm lying here?
I don't think you're lying. I think you mean it too much.
There will not be a square inch of that body unlicked. I'll tell you that much. Unlapped.
Unlapped.
That pussy got me gooped up for real. You gotta pay the troll soul to get in the boys' hole. Gate 6. Why? Yes, my Patreon name has been questioned in the comment sections of other creators. No, you didn't have to suck me off. You bit the head and disregarded my balls like they were nothing. Tell him, Steve, Dave, babe. I swear I didn't sleep with the boys. It's just a joke for the podcast. Big scream boy, a mean goth lesbian, super cunty, F word, fist dick, X spunk alley douches. Douches makes it pretty good. I'm high on 12 Jason Boynes looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. John Strickland, give me a second. I need to make sure I'm not straight. My boys are in the men's room getting ran through like it's Watergate. Merck's 1889. She occupy my strip till my Benjamin go Yahoo.
So rude.
That's
that
pretty.
Is so stupid.
That's
that is
pretty
so stupid. Oh my god! It's funny though. It real funny.
Hey man, The conflict in Israel is
Yahoo!
pretty. Yes, that's what I was going to say. The conflict in Israel is pretty Yahoo. Is what I was going to say. Yeah. Do you remember Do you remember when Kanye was talking to a fake Netanyahu on fucking and he was talking to like a literal butterfly net and a yoo-hoo? Do you remember this?
Yes, absolutely.
Yahoo.
Oh god, it's so fucking crazy.
The first and last time I have heard anybody discuss besides us yoo-hoo in any circumstance.
I know. I was gonna say. I always love the idea. It's like, I think we talked about it on the show before, but like the idea of this Yoo-hoo CEO seeing that and being like, oh, you've got to be kidding. What?
What are you doing to me, Kanye?
We've had no press whatsoever for years. No negative, no positive, no nothing. No one shouted us out. Even Starfield got David Harbour to say something nice about it, but we're stuck and we just got nothing. And what do we get? Fucking Kanye West in a fucking gimp mask. Saying I love Hitler in front of a fucking yoo-hoo. I can't even imagine.
You think yoo-hoo stocks went up or went down?
It's hard to say, man. I don't even know if they're publicly traded. I don't even know what the fuck they do.
Oh, yeah.
But private. Yoo-hoo's a private.
We should invest in Yoo-hoo. We should all invest in Yoo-hoo and then just trash the brand. We should just trash it. Just ruin it.
Private company.
That's not how you do good business. What do you mean?
No, it is. Oh no, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's really not true. But okay.
Yeah.
I will be down if you invest in Yoo-hoo.
Sure. How much money? How much are we putting down?
Well, let's see how much the stocks are if there's any.
Stop.
Yeah, look at the.
I don't want to buy, guys. I don't want to buy Yoo-hoo.
Let's buy Yoo-hoo. I think there's on a resurgence.
Guys, I don't want to do this.
Yoo-hoo stock. That is
you don't have a choice.
I feel like Google will just laugh if I press enter. They'll be like,
what's the stock price?
There's no
Yoo-hoo stock.
First of all, it immediately wants to correct it to Yahoo because it's just like, no, you must mean Yahoo.
Clearly, you want money, don't you? Why would you not go here?
You're not fucking. Let me see if I can. All right, so let me see if I can get some Yoo-hoo.
That is crazy, by the way, that they would be like, Yoo-hoo? You mean Yahoo? And no one's thought of Yahoo in fucking forever.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
What was I saying?
Yeah,
First search
Yoo-hoo stock
David.
has gone down exceedingly. It peaked in 2011. That's weird. 2010, 2011, it peaked. And now it's gone down. Wow, significantly. I'm trying to see if I can see an actual share number. I don't see anything yet. Huh.
I'm just going to assume it's worth a lot, so I'm going to put down $5,000 into Yoo-hoo. And then we'll see.
Just hand me that money and I'll put it down for you. Yes, give me that money.
Yeah. Do that, please. Yeah. The first search Keith David featuring Sir Matthew Fortescue. Yes, his downstairs configuration is the same. No cock. All cock, no balls. That's insane. It's just the character from Medieval, but instead of losing his jaw, he lost his balls. That's so insane.
Damn.
The Halo franchise is older than I am. I'm 21. Oh, God. Pre-Roz, Blake896, Brog Cox, the ginger who looks like Ed Sheeran with a tiny pee-pee. The actual strap-on Lacey used to peg me being sold on eBay for $69,000. Gay DoorDash delivery be like, here's that dick you ordered. There's a Japanese underwear brand that caters to guys with big packages called Black Man. Not a joke.
Very cool.
Stir your dad's booty hole.
Asians are crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Stir your dad's booty hole like a bowl of chili. Oh, yeah. Faux shiz. Genuine. What's up, homie? Alaskan oilfield trash, Texas tater salad, insane Latino pussy. Remember by Etienne Sin is a Trojan horse. Sue Hulk, tickle my ass hairs. Nicky Ziggy, Chris, it's Marcus. We lost another Carmine to a giant worm. C is fine, but there are only 23 left. A roughly human-shaped pile of red flags. I'm smitten by how much I'm shitting. Nice. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave, Hugger, Derek, Duck Hunt, Goliath Voice, I've been denied everything, even my cum. Aetherian, Progerian Hunter, Melphis won the angriest crowd enjoying the view on the Dealey Plaza from the 6th floor. And rounding out our list, as always, is the, you know him from being here. You know, he's the king of haphazard, you know?
Yes, sir.
You know that guy. He's
Yes,
chilling,
sir.
man. He's having a grand old time being the best person. So
I try to flex the back of my rib cage so it rips out of my body like wings.
That'd be sick as fuck.
And I die right afterwards. I have no back anymore. But it looked really cool, like it ripping out, and I'm like, ah. I die. Die immediately.
Keep working on that, man. You're almost there.
One day. I felt it move once, but then I felt a lot of pain. I fell asleep. But I'm going to keep trying, though.
So stupid.
All right. Well, that's it.